Let's talk relationships. Um,
About it.
let's talk about submissiveness. I've been seeing lately on Facebook and on people's stories and things like that talk about submissiveness. So what exactly constitutes submissiveness for either yourself or your partner? You know, um, what do you guys think? And then people who are who are watching the video, um, you, people who are in the video, feel free to chime in and you know comment. But what do you guys think about submissiveness? In relationships.
I mean,
Yeah, it's needed. It's
It's
needed.
gonna be a different perspective on everybody on every single person's mind. So that's why I'm asking the question. But submissiveness to each person is gonna mean something different. So that's where I'm looking to see what not only you guys think, but what people in the who are watching the live think as well. So
I mean,
Yeah.
you want to shoot first, Timmy? Or you want me to go?
Now you go ahead, because
Nah, it don't matter to me.
uh, I'm gonna say some shit that's not gonna make a lot of people happy. Go ahead.
So, all right. So, let me soften it up for them, so because everybody knows you're gonna come in strong. That's basically what you're saying. But
Huh?
you basically telling me to soften it up because you about to come in strong.
Got the invite. Go ahead. I need them soft. Go ahead. Do the soft pitch, man.
All right, man. All right. So basically, yeah, it's needed. It's needed. It's not. There's no situation where that's gonna prosper without it. I don't care. I mean, even if the nigga is the bitch in the situation or whatever the case may be, like somebody has to be submissive to another at some point. But I feel like people keep viewing it in a negative light, and I don't understand why. Because if people truly understand, right, a submissive woman has more power over her man than any woman that's not. And by me saying that is when a woman is submissive to a man is at ease, he's at comfort, and he becomes dependent of her. So therefore, it's an equal exchange of power. It's not like, oh, somebody runs shit or something, whatever. That man is not emasculated. He feels like the king he's supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? And as for the woman that's being submissive to him or whatever, he is indebted to her. While if he's with a woman that's not submissive or whatever, he's gonna go the other route every time. You know what I'm saying? He can't truly love a person that's not submissive. Is not capable of loving a person truly, knowing that you're not willing to be submissive to him, but possibly you will be to somebody else. He could never truly love you. He could never take you completely as a whole. He could never value you completely without it. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, and then people think submissive is like slave work and all that stuff. It's not slave work if you love somebody. And it's not like, do what I say, bitch, and none of that. You know what I'm saying? Submissiveness is an endearment of expression of love. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? So I don't understand why so many people try to look at it as a negative light. I don't know. Maybe I took it too far, but I don't know. What's your take on it? Yeah, there?
Up a little bit.
yeah,
Can you hear me?
You're
Yeah,
He is a little frozen right now.
you're frozen and you're like a straight like
Damn, I said all that shit.
Your
You guys
picture.
didn't hear what I
N64
said?
right now. You look like a Yeah, we heard you. Yeah, we heard everything you said. You just look like an actor. So
That was you earlier. You looked all pixelated earlier. Can you see me now?
but yeah, it's coming in.
Yep, it's coming in.
Yeah, it's coming in. But yeah, to add on, right? I'll go one step further. The woman doesn't really love a man that she can control.
Never.
A woman cannot love a man that she controls. Deep down, she will she will envy him deep down. There's gonna be layers of not envy, but she's gonna have no type of respect for that man. She's gonna like low key hate that man because he is not playing his fucking role as the fucking man, and that's what she's looking for. And always gonna always the right man who's not gonna put up who's masculine, who's gonna who's gonna put her in her place when she gets out of hand, and that's it. She's gone. That whole submissiveness is out the window. All that. I'm gonna do everything my girl wants and all that. That shit seems cute, and they're gonna say it like, oh, that's what I want. I want a man who gonna go shopping with me and gonna no. Women, we all see women do it all the time. They say one thing, and then their actions is a totally different thing. So they'll date somebody who take them shopping, who they can have them hold their bag in the mall and buy them whatever they want. But it's gonna be really, really simple for another man to come in and be like, "Yo, baby, this is what we doing today," and her panties is gonna get wet and it's gonna be over. Just for the simple fact that, and he doesn't like the other man who's being the man. He doesn't even have to spit game. I think I said this before. He doesn't even have to spit game, just for the simple fact that he is being dominant in his ways. Would turn her on, would make her wet in her panties, and make her submissive. And forget about the guy who bought her a Benz, who bought her the bag, the Gucci bag, and all that. All that's gonna be out the window as soon as she gets the man who's gonna tell her how things are.
No, I agree 100%. I agree 100%. I mean, like I was saying, it's like you're basically saying the same thing. Like a, a woman cannot love somebody that she does not submit to. If she's not willing to submit to when it comes to certain things or whatever, there's something behind the scenes that she's not happy with you as a person, or she views things as of that person may not be enough. But if a person, it's impossible for a woman to love somebody that they don't want to. Reverse the roles. A man could not submit to a woman but love her. It's very possible.
Oh,
It's very possible, whatever, because he, at the end of the day, was raised. He knows his place, and he has, certain things to abide by. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, we did. Yeah,
yeah,
we did, Anna.
yeah. I guess
No,
it's
go
what you
ahead.
do. But yeah. So it's like there's no way that you could truly. That's the whole point of submissiveness or whatever. It's a submissiveness is a matter of devotion. That, that brings a relationship to a higher level than thing. And if you notice, most women they can't. When you in the beginning of the situation, they talk all this shit. Yeah, nigga, I ain't doing that shit. I ain't doing this, and I ain't, you know what I mean. They ain't willing. They ain't even willing to like come see you after a certain time or whatever case might be. But after she gets to that point that like you are hers and she belongs to you, and like ain't nobody else in the world matter but that person, whatever. That person will wake up 3 o'clock in the morning to go get you some food and bring it to you. You know what I'm saying? That woman will clean your whole damn house. I mean, whatever. That's a person. And
I
a
know
lot
where
of men
I
don't
know where
realize.
Kenny said.
A lot of men don't realize when they have a good situation like that. You know what I'm saying? Because that's when men want to decide to try to find out like who's really for them or not. It's a mission. It's always a mission.
Oh, hold on one second. D. Madison says, "What do you guys think about this? A woman doesn't necessarily want a man who submits, but makes her reassurance that she's enough. In fact, needs to be Now, perspective on it, but D is going where I'm going with it.
You're like
So,
breaking up.
so for
Word out.
me,
Let me read it again while you talk. Go ahead, Jeppy. I'm just reading it.
yeah. So for me personally, I always say submission is not just a one-way street. Submission is a two-way street. To be 100% honest with you, because the same way that a man or a woman to submit, he also has to submit in certain ways as well. You know what I mean? Like, for example,
But she
you know,
said that
guys
a
on there,
woman doesn't necessarily want a man who submits.
yes, yes,
Okay.
who doesn't necessarily submit,
Doesn't want a
because I
man
think
that
it goes,
submits. I'm reading
yeah,
that right.
because I think it goes back to what you and Timmy were saying about, you know, how a woman is only going to submit to a man who she, you know, respect or whatnot. Because if she don't respect you, she's not going to submit to you. I guess is what you guys were kind of trying to make a point about, correct?
Hmm.
Basically,
It's a form of
a woman is willing to submit to somebody that she
the
truly loves.
natural order.
Okay, okay. So for me, I think that's definitely valid. I think it's got a lot of truth to it. I just think that, you know, in relationships, you both kind of submit to each other in a sense because um you know, that the guy woman to home to come home to a woman who, you know, I don't know, cleans, whatever, is domesticated, especially old school people. Because, for example, L had this conversation about Caribbeans, about Caribbean men. For example, in our lives, that's what we saw as kids. You know what I mean? You come, dad, mom, mom is mom food, done thing, you know, made sure that kids, you know, mom has made sure kids have that, you know, room, things like that. Um, and so that, for example, my dad, for example, was always like, "Hey, this is your mom's, this is your mom's crib. I have my parts in the house, but this is your mom's crib." You know what I mean? So that way, you know, he knows your mom is gonna do whatever she want to do in the house, but just not in this part of my house. You know what I mean? Like
Shout out to
my dad
TLA.
has his little man cave, huh?
No, I saw Roland on there, man. I was just saying what's up. But go ahead, keep talking.
like like um like, you know, like a man has his place in the house where he just does his thing, and where, you know, she don't come and mess with that. But that's him giving her the respect. Like, you can do whatever you want in your house, but just this part, leave it for me. You know what I mean? Just compromises. It basically comes down to compromises. I don't know if that makes any sense.
But let me ask you this, right? Does a man does a man settle down with a woman that doesn't submit to him? If a man
Um uh
because this whole initiation of it's tricky, right? This whole initiation of what she's saying or stuff, whatever, and like a lot of people in the chat saying that like if a man makes them feel like they're the only one and a man does this or whatever, and that submission must go both ways, but at the same time, for certain men, culturally or whatever, isn't that a requirement to deem that you're even worthy to settle down with? To some men,
to
A
some men.
female's gonna pick up regardless. She's gonna pick up. I was watching a video that says that said that women
what
know
up, right?
off the first few sentence whether a man is dominant, whether he's masculine or whether he's like a beta male. And I believe that females are very, very good at that. I think a lot of I think going for the beta males is more like you get more benefits going for the I wouldn't say you get more benefits, but some females feel like they get more benefits because they get material things or they get the attention going for a beta male, but really in reality going for the masculine man, the man who gonna stand his ground and who's gonna lead the relationship, she'll get 100 times more out of it. But sometimes females, especially women who grew up with that, and we all know women who have aunties or have moms who've been single for a very, very, very long time, and or they have friends who've been single for a very long time, and they're all up in that girl's ear talking about, oh, he better do this, he better do that, and you better make him submit to you and make him, and you just have to combat that. And I tell women, that I deal with like this: if I want to, why would I purposely put myself in a situation where I'm constantly battling, where there's constant argument and there's no control, chaos? Why would I purposely put myself in that situation? Why? Because the pussy's good? Because you look cute? Because you got a fat ass? Like, nah. Submissiveness, a girl being submissive is one of the top things that I am looking for. One
I
of the
think
top things.
I think I
But
think
what are the top things a submissive woman would be looking for?
that's
A
what
submissive.
that's the question right there that I was about to ask. So L, you caught me on that. I was gonna say
My
like
bad.
a woman. No, it's good. That's good. That means that you think. That means that you thinking. But for
Yeah.
me, it's what do the females who say that they'll submit to a man a male? Like what exactly do they look for in a male that they're going to submit to?
A man who is masculine and has leader quality, has leader qualities.
Now I want to hear this. I want to hear this from the female. I
Yeah.
want to hear this from the females
Before you
because
do, right? Oh no,
They're
nah,
not.
you're right.
Some of them may say that. Some of them, I can see. I know some of them will like. They like.
Miss JD, Miss
I feel like
JD,
women are
maybe
coming around to it more, and they would say, "I want a masculine man. I want a man who is in his masculinity, and I want a man who can lead." Some women, they're still floating around with that 1990, you know, bullshit about what they look for in a man that's worth leading and this and that, or it'd be like material things. You know what I mean, anything that's in the material world is not worth really following. There got
so
to be a concept. There got to be a concept behind that leadership, not just material things. Like he has money, he can do this, he can. All that is non void because that shit could be taken from you. Real
I agree.
leadership
I
can't be
see some
taken from you.
I see some women in there. I want to see what they think about. Okay, so Miss JD says, can you retype that? Alpha
Less
male
than
who can,
$1,700.
alpha male who can, but it's okay with me
That's just crazy.
leading when necessary. See, that goes back to what I
Yeah,
was
see, but
saying. That goes back to what I was,
if a man
huh?
leads, he leads all the time. He can't partake and jump and
Not
choose
not
when to not
not
be
Yeah,
a man and
necessarily.
he
lead,
can't.
right?
He can't be dominant in one.
He
Like
can't part time the
a
shit.
man. A man.
He's either that guy or he isn't, right?
No,
But
because
this is the thing. A man doesn't have to be all around. Like he knows everything in the world. Like nobody is that
but
good.
L,
You know what I mean?
what about for example something like child rearing, for example?
Like
Yeah,
what?
the man may be like child rearing, like when you're taking care of children. Like for example, there's times where mom is the one who's the enforcer at that time, and then she comes to you as backup. You know what I'm saying?
It's always like,
That's
come
a
on, my
woman
bro.
kind of.
Nah, the
Keep
man.
it real.
Nah, the
It's
father
always
should
dad.
definitely be the
It's
one.
always dad. She could pop
Yeah,
that
it
shit
should
and
always be
snap and
dad.
all
Dad
that
walks
stuff.
in that house. You
But
like,
you always test your mother, and she always says, "Wait till your dad gets home." There's a reason why.
yeah,
Yeah,
because she's following her man Lee. Like, I don't gotta say nothing. I already know what he gonna do to you. So I ain't gotta say nothing. I'm gonna wait for him to get home, and it's a motherfucking wrap. She's following her husband or the man in the house lead. Wait till your dad gets home.
but usually
I
mom's the first line of defense, though. Usually mom's the first line of defense
It
because
should always be.
probably
It
ain't
should,
there.
because
it should,
You know what I mean?
the mom's the
it
first
should be
line of
the
defense
dad.
because the father's at work. But if he was there,
I,
she's not the first line of defense while he's in the home.
Nah,
Nah, I don't think
I,
so.
I bring it back to someone, a family member now who has 4 kids. My nieces and my nephews. Their mom, she controls the house when he's out of work, but she be calling him. She be calling him like, "Yo, so and so, da 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 da," and then she pass the phone to my brother. My brother be like, "Watch when I get home at 11 o'clock." He comes home. It don't matter if the kids are sleeping. The kids are gonna act like they sleep, right? Or they actually are gonna take their ass to bed because they think they're gonna avoid the ass whooping. But when my brother gets home,
It's a
it's a
fact.
motherfucking rat.
It's a fact.
It's a rat. He
And
put he just it's almost like that Bernie Mac's comedy when he said that he's not putting no leash on his kid. He said he's just gonna look at him like, and you better not move, motherfucker. You better not move. I'll kick your back out.
mhm.
Like that's the power that dads have. You know what I mean? Like there's I feel like a majority of 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 society's problem is just not enough of those type of dads anymore. There's either bitch made dads or dads who's around but they don't know how to be a leader and they just let the girl handle everything. You know what I mean? And that's why we have a generation of bitch ass niggas running through running through our world right now.
And then I'll bring it even further, right? Women typically settle for who they could control, but yet miserable. They take the easier route. They always say they want a man that does this. I want a man that puts everything in the house. I want a manly man. I want a man to take control. I want a man to lead. But yet they can't be with that man. They avoid that man as much as they say they want it. And think about all your female friends right now and the females in the chat. 90% of them settle with a nigga that they run. They snap their fingers and the motherfucker will do whatever.
Because it's easier.
Because it's easier. So they'll say one thing, but they act upon another. That's my point. Going to what you was talking about earlier, Tim. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, why is that? Why is that women tend to avoid the men they claim they want?
well, that goes back to the conversation that we were having in one of the first chats that we had. Remember where it was like, oh, I want a good man. I want a good
Oh
man.
yeah,
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 you
yeah.
want a good man until a good man comes your way, and then you don't know what to do with him. You know what I mean? Like it branches back to that. You know, everybody want a good man or a good woman until they come into your life, and then you're like, oh damn,
That's a
like
fact, DJ.
you know what I mean? Like I mean, what are you gonna do then? You know what I mean? For example, like the man who, let's say, for example, if a man who has a history of cheating, right? Okay, you have a history of cheating. You're like, yo, I want a good woman, but until I find that right one, I'm not really, I'm not really about this life. Like, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I don't care. And then you meet her, and when I say her, you know what I mean when I say her,
The
right?
pedestal.
Like everything that you want, like looks, attitude, presentation,
Growth is a
composition,
choice.
huh?
No, someone said, I didn't mean to cut you off. Someone said maybe they don't know what to do because the man didn't treat them right in the first place. But growth is a decision. Growth is a choice. If you choose to stay stuck in that situation, that's on you.
Stay, yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. If you decide to stay on that hamster wheel and you just get the hamster wheel is only going because you are running on that hamster wheel. As soon as you stop, or as soon as you jump off that hamster wheel, you're
When,
free to go.
when a man
You
deals
know
with
what I mean? But
feelings,
you gonna keep staying on that hamster wheel and you think you're going somewhere, but you're not going nowhere. And you say you can't get off, it's because you mentally are staying on that hamster wheel. Jump off that hamster wheel, and you know what I mean?
when a
Get down on other stuff.
when a female gets out in a dating scene, finally gets the courage to like, let me try Tinder or whatever dating actor is out there and meets up with a dude. The last thing she wants to hear is his trauma with his ex. She ain't trying to hear how he can't do this and he can't do that and whatever like that, or, you know what I mean, whatever. So it's like vice versa, whatever. Like everybody has a broken past. Everybody has a broken past. Everybody has trauma. Everybody is hurt, whatever. But it's like, why are you entering a dating scene if you're not ready to move on? So it's like you have to get the courage and decide that you choose growth over misery. You can't let that be your anchor, hold you in it. You can't be stuck in whatever and base whatever, and you can't say, "Well, I'm traumatized, or I can't advance from this situation or choose a better path." You're holding yourself back. You know what I mean? But
Yeah.
I didn't mean to cut Jeffy off. I saw the comment. I was like, hold up.
Yeah, go ahead, Jeff. For when we went on a whole rant, go ahead.
I think that when you see people get something that they truly want after waiting for a while, if we're creatures of habit, right? So for example, a dude who kind of always does his thing on the side, or a woman who does her thing on the side, when you end up with a person who you want, and that person walks into your life, how do you conform when you've lived a life that's so, like, opposite of what you're looking for? If you catch my drift.
Wait, say that again.
I think
When you've lived a life basically where because think about this, the older that we get stuck in our ways, right? So
Mhm.
you've not had somebody who you owe any explanation to or anything like that. You come and go as you please. You do whatever the hell you want. You talking to this one, you talking to that one. They don't know about each other. You don't care. You doing your thing. But then now, when that person, when it's her or him to the females, now that person walks into your life, and now you're like, damn, this is exactly what I wanted. Like, wow, I finally found her. What happens then? How do you conform to fit for that person to not only fit into your life, but how do you conform? Because you, like you said, with those kind of things, it needs to be growth.
Well, I'll say this, right? For anything to work, it's a requirement of effort on both parties, right? For anything to, if it's going to be work, it's a requirement effort on both parties. But they always say this, right? They always say that a man doesn't change for anybody. He only changes for who he's willing to change for. There ain't nothing you could do. You could suck his dick like nobody's business. You could do the most and do this and that and other, whatever. But if you ain't it, you know what I'm saying? So when a guy is saying finds her the one he knows or whatever, he is willing to change for that her. You know what I'm saying? So and not for just
Mhm.
anybody. So it's like maybe if you with effort, it's not going to be easy. But if you, just, at some point you're going to see progress. Now, if you're not seeing it, then it's like you're kidding yourself. You know what I'm saying? But like for that person or whatever, and how's a person, that man will find a way because you know what you're willing to do for somebody that you care for. You know what I'm saying? And then at the same time, you could be with somebody that you care for, but she ain't it. But the one to you in your mind, the one, not the one that, you know what I'm saying, is, like I said, that's the best in bed and that looks hella good with a fat ass and all that stuff, whatever. No, the one that, like,
That is
you
garbage.
realize, like, this chick could be the mother of my kids. This chick could, you know what I'm saying, I could take her to my uncles, I could take her to my pops or whatever, and they're going to nod their head. You know what I'm saying? And not with that, what the fuck you doing with that? You know what I mean? So it's like, it's a lot of matters. You know what I'm saying? When a person makes you a certain way, it becomes easy for you to adjust. That's what I'm saying.
I think I'm a go completely opposite. I'm gonna say you don't conform to her; she conforms to your program. Women, this goes back to the submissiveness. When a woman comes into your life and she's the one, she will adjust to your lifestyle, and this is where the leadership comes into play. Where she's gonna be like, where you're gonna have a certain way about you that's worthy of being followed, and she's gonna like that, and she's not gonna give no pushback about it. She's not gonna be like, oh, meaning she's gonna conform to your program, and she's going to, and she's gonna she's gonna let you take the lead without you even having the, oh well, I usually drink on Tuesday. I guess I can give up drinking on Tuesdays with the boys because she don't like that. Like, no, you know what I mean? That's where the disdain will eventually end up coming in. That when she can change one thing, two things, three things, four things, five things, before you know it, she's changing. And we've seen it. We have boys who they act a certain way, they get into a relationship, they act a whole nother way. All of a sudden now they used to wear hoodies and all that. Now they're wearing fucking plastic
No,
shorts
no, no.
and
I had
this and that
company.
because their girl because they because their girl dressed them. That's that bullshit. If your girl dresses you,
Nah, no.
give me your man card right now. Give me your man card. If your girl dresses you, give me your man card.
Whoa, wait.
Fuck out of here.
All right,
Uh,
I,
second,
listen.
30 seconds.
I wasn't talking about conforming. You're right on that, conforming, right? But let me ask you this, right? So all the chicks that you ran through or whatever, and then the one like Jeffy said, that is her, not I like her, I like this one, I'm talking about like the one in your eyes or whatever for whatever reasons, whatever. You ain't trying to tell me there ain't shit that you're more willing to do for her than any of them birds that you were with?
Say that again. She wasn't what?
You're not willing to do something for her. She says she buys her man's clothes. You're gonna
No.
take that nigga's man card. I don't know.
Tell me.
But you know what I'm
Where he
saying?
at?
That
Right here in my palm. Give me that shit.
just
Well,
take the phone number
I
and submit it.
think,
Mail that shit
I
out.
think,
Because that just displays like again, you're conforming to everything that she wants you to be, but at the end of the day, she actually resents that. At the end of the day,
But I'm saying, Dave, is there not something for some that
she
you
they just don't tell you that, but they do. They show you in the behavior in certain ways.
know? What
They
I'm
will
asking
resent you,
you,
if not at the beginning, towards the middle or the end. When they leave you, it's because they resented you for you being weak and you conforming to everything that they want.
what I'm
I
asking
don't know
you
if
is there
I
something
don't
that you'll be more willing to do for that chick as opposed to anybody else?
But what I take care of it, that's part of my me as a me
Why is that?
her. So I would say that with her being in a submissive and in her most uh in her most feminine state, that makes me want to do more. Like that makes
That's
me
what I was
that makes me
saying.
want to do more. Look out for makes me
That's what
want
I'm
to
saying.
look
She
out
has
for
more
her.
power
So
over
I'm
you
not
than
saying
any
like,
other
yo,
woman.
we're gonna, huh?
By her being submissive to you, she has more of your mind and heart than any other woman out there. So she more has the
She
power.
she
You're more willing to do something for her as opposed to anybody else.
I'm willing to do. I'm willing to know that she's 100% with the like she's 100% with the program and with my program and I don't have to worry about her like no ducking off with another man because she's completely. Know what I mean? Like she's really down for me.
But what do you
And I
what
think what happened is we tend to do that, and then eventually down the line we end up losing it
so,
for one reason or another. We lose focus. We lose focus of our leadership in the relationship, and then again, that's where that resentment come in. She's gonna resent you. She's gonna be like, "Oh, you were so." You was showing great leadership, and now all of a sudden, 6 months in, now I'm telling you what to do, and I'm talking crazy to you, and this and that, and you're now accepting that. Like it confuses them. It's like they're
but
like, yo, you was one way in a relationship. You was being everything I want you to be, which is to be the man, to be masculine, to be the leader. And then now, 6 months, a year down the line, now I'm running it. That just fucks with their mind. Now they're confused, and now everything in the whole relationship is it's just like disarray
yeah, but
because
typically
the man switched up.
I'm not disagreeing with you, but typically a female when they hear words like that, they'll say, well, the automatic result, well, that nigga's controlling. That's toxic masculinity, and that's emotional manipulation, right? You hear that, right? Like that's usually the response.
Yeah. Toxic masculinity is has been weaponized in the society to the point where now, like, to the point where now we have to we have to stop being men because it offends, and then it's just like, nah, I'm not stop I'm not gonna stop being a leader. I'm not gonna stop being a man because you feel threatened.
Well, is it
All
well
right?
about? Is it really about being threatened, Joe?
Is it really about what?
Is it really about a female feeling threatened?
There's just like everything. I feel like just like everything, um, code word like social code words and this and that. There's two extremes, and it can go to the extreme where every little thing offends a woman, and then it could be to the other extreme where a man really is on some bullshit. Like, for example, a man like putting his hand on his woman. No man should ever have to put his hand on his woman, and physically having to like control. If you have to physically, and this is like, if you read books like from like Iceberg Slim and all them, like they would tell you if they have to put their hands on, and I'm not saying women are holes or this and that, but he talks about if he has to put his hand on his girls, it's over, because that means that he lost control of them and he just rather let them go. He doesn't have to really put his hand on his girl because they just know that, again, they're with the program. If
Tim,
she
wait,
starts,
Jeffrey, do you agree?
but Timmy, you're saying the word that negates all of this, and the word is control.
a man has to have control. Yeah, I
You can
truly believe
you can
a
have
man has to.
you can have a situation where you're leading and you're doing what you need to do, but controlling is what Lamar was talking about before, where a girl would say, well, you're controlling, this is toxic, this is this is that. The word control is seen is as a negative. No matter how you look at it, it's seen as a negative in a female's eyes, because control is
Mm,
basically a slave mentality. If you really think about that.
we
i'm
can.
I'm in control of my woman. Because if a woman said, I'm in control of my man, how would that make you think?
If a woman is in control, it's the polar opposite. A man who is in control, who has real intention, has good intention, is different from a man who's in control, who's on some fuckboy shit. So that any decision that he makes is a decision he makes for for not his own good, but also for the good of his woman, and for the good for the good of his woman. He's not gonna he's gonna he may go to, like, he's gonna go to his girl and ask, and be like, oh baby, I don't know about this, I don't know about that. He's gonna confine in his woman. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, he doesn't shy away from making those 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 decisions that's going to benefit not just him, but benefits his woman. We see too many times these Tyler Perry movies and society where, like, the guy is a complete asshole, where he only is selfish and he's all about him and he says he's a leader. That's not a leader. That's somebody who's just in a leadership position, who's out for himself. A real leader is somebody who's just like you. Like, if you had, like, the difference between a good supervisor or a good manager and a whack ass manager. A manager who only cares about how they're gonna look good off of your work, or how they're gonna make you, how they're gonna, you know how your work is gonna push them to the next level. We know good managers, right? It's the same word, managers, right? We take that same management and they make decisions that's for the best of you and for themselves. and you trust them. You trust their decision because they have demonstrated over and over and over again that they know, like they know how to make tough decisions. They know how to, when they fuck up, they're willing to be like, yeah, I fucked up, and this is how I'm going to fix it. They don't just sit there and just blame their girl and be like, well, you let me do this, you let me make that bad decision. A man is held accountable. A man holds himself accountable, and that's all falls under that leadership umbrella. You know what I mean? So don't let the word control, like, be like, oh, it's like slave mentality, whipper, and all that. Control, just like every other word, could be used for something positive. It could be used for something negative.
Respond to the comment to me.
Who? Who? D. Madison?
Yeah.
Do you need control? If you have legitimate respect, I'd rather have respect over a woman. I'd rather have respect over a woman than control. Respect comes with the control. Like, if you think about it, you can't for 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 some for someone to really respect you. They think highly of your decision and they think highly of you, right? And that goes back to her being able to think highly of her man and his decisions and being willing to trust his decision. So at the end of the day, she respects him. What we see is a lot of men who don't want to take on that role because they're scared of being labeled or whatever, and they just they're like, oh, I'll let her decide this, and I'll let her decide that, and then if things go wrong, I can have someone to blame it. I can have someone to blame all these bad decisions on. Or when she starts disrespecting me, and like I said, down the line, when she starts resenting me, down the line, he's going to be like, I don't know why. Like, I don't know why she's resenting me. She's going to resent you because she stopped respecting you because you didn't take on that leadership quality.
But what exactly?
If that makes sense.
What exactly entails the leadership quality of a man? Because like a man would say that or whatever, they need the control. And a lot of women would say, well, if you want to lead and if you want that, then you should be paying all the bills and you should be doing this and you should be on some man shit. You should be running and I should be just be cooking and cleaning and doing nothing or whatever. Like you usually hear that too. And it's like one, it's impossible to even survive like that these days. Like back then, rent was $40. Like now, it's like 1,500 and above right now. You know what I mean? So it's like you need two incomes to survive or whatever. So it's like along with that need of two incomes to survive. I'm talking about like taking care of a family. I'm not just talking about like you can't survive on your own individually. I'm talking about like taking care of a family. So if you need two incomes to take care of a family to survive and to like own a home and all that stuff, whatever, on a national average, you need two incomes for everything. Then it's like women are not saying, well, then why should you be in control or why should I be following your lead and all that stuff, whatever. Like that's where I feel like all us subverted from when it came to like
that's where I'm going. That's where I was trying to take it, and you took it exactly where I wanted you to take it
I'm two for
because
two.
at, at the end of the day, Timmy, where I understand where you're coming from, but you got to realize that we are in a different society these days. Polarized society where women are like, "Yo, I'm not taking a backseat to you no more. We could be partners. We could be equal. I'm not taking a back. I'll let you lead, but the second I feel like you're not leading no more, I'm pushing your ass to the side and I'm stepping in. Okay?
It's like a nigga can never
That's
chill.
exactly because, for example, you look at a lot of these men out here. Men lose jobs, and women are like, I got to do everything. You know what I mean? And this is the new society that we are also living in. Now, that's not to say that there aren't women who still are backing their men and supporting their men, because there are still those. But there is a society now where you got a lot of people, women who are like, I'm not finna sit on the sidelines, and I'm not gonna sit here and just be cleaning, cooking, cleaning, and taking care of kids. You better learn how to braid hair. You better learn how to change a diaper. You better know how to do
I
this
ain't
thing
doing that
too.
A man and a man can a man could take on. So it's almost it's all because some men, right? Some men would say, I'm the leader, right? Like I'm leading this relationship. So I'm gonna take care of the bills. I'm gonna take care of everything, and you just gonna make sure the home is clean and this and that. There's men who truly who believe in that, and some women will look at that as leader. However, whatever that man, this like if that man, whatever that man's program is is what she follows, right? So she's following that, then he's still a leader. If he says like, yo, he's leading, he's in a leadership position, and he's like, yo, I'm gonna take care of this and this and this and this and this. You take care of this and this and this and this and this, you know, and everything is gonna be gravy, and she agrees taking on. She's still being submissive to that man, to that man's program. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. So it's kind of subjective, right? And that's why I
But they're
said, like,
saying
when
they
we
can't hear
say the
us.
word,
They're saying they can't hear
What
you.
happened?
They said they can't hear you.
they
Me
can't
or
hear me.
Yeah, you gotta talk closer to the mic. They
They,
said.
who, me?
uh,
Not him.
so
Oh
Okay.
I
no,
said,
maybe
I
both of y'all.
said
Both of y'all. Both of y'all.
both.
No, there was echo.
I don't know.
But just keep going.
Mic
Just keep
check one
going.
two. Yo, put up.
Project your voice.
Let me hold on. Let's make sure if y'all can hear us, like put a one or some shit like that. If you can hear us clear, loud and clear, so that we know. Because I don't know. It could be just her. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
So
true.
if you can hear it loud and clear, put a one in the chat so that we can
Oh, they said it's fixed.
it's fixed. Okay.
All right.
All right, good.
So what I was saying is, right? What I was saying is, it's kind of like leadership. Leadership could be like could, could be subjective in a way where, like, if a man says, "I'm going to take care of all," if I'm going to take care of all the bills and everything else, and she's with it, and she's with it, and she's going to take care of home and this and that. She's following his program. If he says, like, "Yo, I'm going to take care of this, you're going to take care of that," isn't that the same? Isn't that still leadership? He's still
But
like
if he's taking care of something, she's taking care of something else.
But
but he's saying like, "Yo, I'm gonna take care of this and this and this. You're gonna take care of this and this and this and this." She's still following his program. She
but
still has a level of respect where she's just like, okay,
that's
and she's willing, and she's willing to do it. That's why, like, that leadership could be subjective to a man, like whatever that man, you know, and whatever whatever his program is. So your program may be different from my program. My program is going to be different from Lamont's program.
but that also has to do with relationship. Relationship is partnership. So even if a woman is being submissive, it don't mean that y'all can't sit and make it work. Like Lamar was saying, nowadays we live in a world where you need a two-person income, two two people's income to make a household work. So it's not like those days where you used to be like, all right, you're gonna sit home and babies and clean this house and cook these meals like this. It's not like that now. And not to mention, women have ascended to a different place where now you got women who are managers and bosses now. So she might not be able to get to getting home after work and cooking a meal, or getting home and getting kids homework. You as the dad might have to do that. Even being a boss, you might have to do that because she may work late. You know what I mean?
And that's what I was saying. Like when we know the difference between a good manager and a bad manager, we know when we at work and when a manager sees that we getting our ass whooped at work, right? Do we getting overloaded with work? Doesn't a good manager, don't mind getting getting his or her hand dirty and helping out and not just not letting his or her employee drown. That part of that leadership. So again, she trusts him. She knows that I follow him and I know that he's not going to let me drown. So if she comes home late from work and the kids are at home, she knows, like, okay, I know his leadership. I know his program. I know that he's not going to just let the kids starve and he's going to be waiting for me. He's going to be able to do that. He's a man of different. He could take on different roles, and I can do this, and I can still be submissive. Like a man can take on different roles and still have his girl be submissive. It's not just
Certain roles,
the
they're not
man
gonna
is
view
going to
him
be
as
one
being
way.
submissive if he's taking certain roles, though. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not gonna
He
view
takes
him
on.
as if he like a female's mentality. The second that you're not doing like something or whatever, and she is doing something whatever, she's not thinking submissiveness. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
He's not taking submissiveness, then
okay, let me ask you this. Let me ask you
that,
this. What what makes a leader?
so I touch upon a little bit throughout the live, right? It's a man who, I wouldn't say a man. So a leader. So a leader is someone who can take on different roles, who can make decisions, who can hold himself accountable, whose decision is respected because they have a history of really logically thinking things through and not just going based off of emotion. And that's another thing too, is like
But you
we
realize
all
everybody
so
thinks that they're that person, right? Like you may
everyone
think
could
you're that
think that,
person,
but
but
that's why
that doesn't
we
mean
should
you're
be
gonna
able
be
to
with that person.
differentiate.
Like how
Huh?
do you more all right, maybe I asked the wrong, not what makes you a leader, but how do you become a leader? Especially for a person that you've been a single man for so long. So what do you know about leading somebody if you've been single for so long?
That's something that, like, I'm not gonna sit here and be like I have the answer to that, and if
I'm
I
just
get
asking
into a
you for your
relationship
opinion. I'm
tomorrow,
not saying you have to agree
and,
with everything.
and I'm gonna be perfect, but as I'm like day by day, I'm taking steps. Like I'm reading books, and I'm trying to think more logically about things, and so that when she comes along, she knows that she's gonna know that Timmy is worth following. He's not on some fuckboy shit. You know what I mean? The problem is too many fuckboys and too many boys in general are calling themselves leader, and women don't tell the difference. Like they can't tell the difference, or they know that they're dealing with a bad leader, and they just go along with it because of whatever reason that they want to go along with it. But then when a man comes along, right, it's almost like there was a meme that said that women been fed like poor grade beef, like McDonald beef for so long, right? When a man comes, when they actually taste a Kobe beef, they jump up and be like, this beef is nasty, because they didn't know they're not used to that. They're not used to that Kobe beef. They're so used to that McDonald's bullshit beef. You know what I mean? So some women, they can't tell the difference. Like they've been around so many fuck boys that can be dealing back to their father or be dealing back to their whoever, right? No one actually taught them what a real man is, right? So then when a real man steps to them, it's like, oh. Oh no, I don't want that. Oh, I don't know that. I don't want that. But really, that's what she needs.
All right.
And I get so like, and I say like this with all due respect, right? We joke about women and their emotions, right? We know that women tend to make decisions based on their emotions. They can feel one way one day, and the next day they feel like something else. It's just how they are, right? Men, if he's a real man, if he's a real man, should be able to think logically and be able to make decisions that's good for him and his girl, and not just base things off of emotions. Nowadays, too many men out here though. It's like things have flopped where men are thinking more emotional more than they think logically because it's just easy. It's easier to think emotionally than it is to really think. It's easier to think emotionally than to actually sit down and think shit through logically. You know what I
But
mean?
someone asked, "Are you saying that women are not capable of thinking logically?"
What did say that? Repeat that again.
She asked,
It's a,
"Do
it's,
you
it's
think that women are not capable of thinking logically?"
women would be women would think logically. They would think logically, but their logic change. It's not like again. Eventually, it goes from logical to it can go from logical to emotional, like real quick. Like it can jump, it can go off. And I'm not saying men. I'm not saying all men can think logically because we all know there are men who are super emotional and you would like you can't tell the difference. But for the most part, if you find a man who can think logically, he is worth following. He is worth you being submissive to. He is worth you, being like, okay, he's gonna take me somewhere. We're not just sitting in a one bedroom apartment in fucking Central Falls for for 10 years, and he's working the same bullshit
Oh, this shit
job.
got a time
I'm
limit,
working the
bro.
same bullshit ass job.
You got to cut
Well,
off in like 20
50-50,
seconds.
but it's really not.
What'd you say, L?
This shit got a time limit. It just said that I got 20 seconds remaining, so we're gonna have to go again live in a second. I didn't notice
Yeah,
that.
because they only get 2 hours. You only get 2 hours on IG. So yo, sign off and then come right back on. We
All
got
right,
more to say.
all right.
Bye.
Just waiting these fools to get on. Yo,
They ready.
what happened?
They ready for Tibia.
Yo, that's what
They
I'm
ready
like.
for Tibia.
Yo, the whole time I'm like, brother, save yourself, my brother. Like, yo,
Woo!
yo, my whole time I was looking at your
Yeah.
face, and you was looking at mine. I was just like, I was like, it's whatever though. Hold on, let me get this food in here. That's something.
I think we might have to change. I think we might have to change topics, man.
Yo, Timmy got no. Yo, he might need a bodyguard after this. Yo, like, all right, some invite. Only three guests to be okay. Oh, yo, his boy want to come in alive real quick. Save his ass. Like, hold on. I'm trying to. It says only three guests could be in here, but there's only two.
Yeah, I mean, if you want, I can step. I can
No,
step.
don't
I
step
can
out. Don't
step
step
out
out.
for a
Don't
minute.
step out, man. Trying to save his boy, but Tim. I feel like Timmy doesn't get the invites right away when I send them. Yeah, I sent the invite.
He gotta. He might have to. He might have to come in and request it himself because sometimes when you share it to me, I don't get it right away. Like I have to come into the chat first.
Yeah, I understand why is that. But damn,
I don't know.
before he comes in, but damn. Um, I mean, it's not that he wasn't making a point, but it's like he wasn't trying to see no other point. I don't know.
Whoever asked that question about the logical thinking,
Mhm.
like as soon as I heard logic, I was like, yeah. So
But
I had to
I'm gonna
remove
do one
myself
worse.
immediately.
I'm waiting for him to join, or I'm waiting for somebody to join. You keep saying only three guests could be in your live room, but why is this such a process, bro?
Let's go.
All right,
We back. We back. We back.
you're showing your hats and stuff. All right.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Shout out to my boy Brandon. He's a loco. He does the no feeling attire.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
Yeah, it's dope.
Yeah, no feelings. It matches me.
Yo, you won't have no feelings after you read these
No
comments,
fucking
boy.
feelings. I gotta say that. I shut up. You know what I mean? And this is like I just met him last year and through my other boy Brandon, white boy Brandon Tap. And he put me on. He has hats. He has dad hats. He has sweatshirts, sweat attires, everything, man. Shout out to him.
All right,
Timmy,
Rock that.
so
Timmy,
take a deep
Timmy,
breath.
Shout out to him.
Timmy, man.
Local,
Take a
you
deep
know what I mean? I
take a deep
support
breath.
all local. Huh?
Timmy, take a deep breath because you got some people wanting who have you who need you to do some explaining.
What?
They're ready for you,
Lamar,
Timmy.
What you mean?
They're ready for you,
Lamar,
Timmy.
do you care to
Yeah,
What you
catch
mean?
up our brother here?
What's up? What? On the last shit we was talking about?
yeah, about
Oh, the last shit we had the
about
no
about
feeling.
about
Me having no feelings
about women capable of logic.
about women. What?
Capable of logic.
I didn't say that they're not capable of logic, but it changes with their emotions.
Mm.
Women. I'm not saying that women are stupid. I'm not saying women are can't do this, can't do that. I'm just saying like that they could feel one way logically, and then they could change the next biologically. That's just what I mean. Like, and like I said, there's men like that who take on those who could take on those traits also. Feel me?
It's called being digmatized and pussy whipped.
No, women, a woman who's digmatized, quote unquote, is digmatized by her emotions.
Yeah.
The same way that a man who is pussified by his emotions. There's no logical reason why. There's no logical reason why you should be like pussy whooped. There's no logic behind it. That's through your emotion, how you feel about her.
Wait, I'm dying. The comments.
No,
the comments are killing me. Right?
Hold on. How
The comments are
I'm
right
gonna
now.
get myself in trouble because I can't let my brother drown by himself. So you know what I'm saying? That's my dog.
And I stand on it. And this is part of being a man. I stand
I'm
on
saying you my
this
dog.
shit. I stand on this shit. I ain't retracting. I said what I said.
What I'm
Wait,
saying is you my
wait. Can
dog.
I ask a?
And you jump off into
Can I ask
the
a question?
water in the flames, I'm gonna jump with you because you my dog.
Can,
So this is what I'm saying though, right?
can I ask
I
a question?
appreciate that. You can jump on, you know what I
All right,
mean?
look,
I'm holding my head high though. You can only drown if you feel a certain way. If someone makes you feel about what you said was wrong.
Jeffy, go
And I
ahead.
feel like what I'm saying is right. So I can't drown.
Jeffy,
Can't
I want.
drown, baby.
Jeffy, go ahead
I
and let me
want to
say my
ask.
piece.
I want to ask. I want to ask Bella
Shout
what.
out to Hype, man. You know how, come on, Hype. You know how it is.
Now Hype's trying to save me.
Hype, the hype. Yo,
I want to ask Bella. I want to ask Bella what her gripe is. I want to know what her gripe is because she's been killing me with her comments. Oh, you just
what she
listening?
do?
Gripe, no gripe.
Tell her to join. Tell her
Like, you
to
start,
join.
Nah,
you
you
start
can have
off the
three of
hype
them,
with,
I think.
Huh?
I think I think
huh?
I don't know, for some reason it keeps telling me that I don't have three guests. Oh yeah, three guests plus me. Yeah, so she should be able to join.
Yeah, you can. Yeah,
Oh,
four. You can have four. I know for a fact you can have four.
Alright. Let me see. I sent it out. If it's
I
letting
think
me.
I think I think you should. I think you should bring on one of the females.
Yeah, let them
No,
come on. Let them come on. I'm gonna tell you how, like they're gonna say, oh well, 50-50. But at the end of the day,
it's not letting
maybe
me.
like it's
If Bella has me on Facebook, she can add me
not
on
that.
Facebook, and then we could, when I get out of Facebook jail or whatever, we could do it in. But
Oh, you still?
It's that what?
I was wondering why we wanted IG. Now I know.
No,
yo,
you know, on IG because Lamar don't know how to behave himself on Facebook from 2 years ago.
for real. If I sent you the shit that sent me, it made no sense. But I'm gonna go
Right?
far as this, right?
So
When it comes to men,
hold on.
women don't think logically at all. Women don't. When it comes to men, women do not think with logic. It's fully emotionally involved. And are they capable of thinking with logic? Very capable. They're capable of accomplishing so many things, and they have the smarts for stuff, whatever. Except when it comes to men, I don't care if it's Michelle Obama herself. They will not think logically. Because women will give no fucks. They don't care if they're gonna lose their crib. If they find out the nigga cheating, whatever, they're gonna go off. If they find out whatever, they don't think about what could be the consequences. They think in the now. I'm gonna fuck you up now. You know what I'm saying? And all stuff, whatever. So it's like, while a man might spaz out to a point, but at the same time, it depends. It depends on how bad. And like Timmy said, if they were whipped or like if they have bitch traits, because a calm, collective man that's a leader, he ain't gonna flip out like that. And that's one way you could tell who's a leader and who's not. And that's why I asked that before. A woman is a lead. He's gonna know what's up. Even if he finds out that she's a bird, bum ass bitch, whatever. He's gonna be calculated. You know what I'm saying? And how to approach and how to move. While a female can be calculated, but they're calculated emotionally. They're calculating how to get you back. You know what I'm saying? You might get slapped 7 months from now for some shit that you did now. You didn't even know that you did the shit. You didn't even know you was caught. You know what I'm saying? And that's women. That's how women could be calculated, but to that point. But when it comes to like, all right, we should, me and you, baby, we should
So
like not post ourselves on the internet because there's so people like to get in our business, in our relationship, and all that stuff, whatever. Majority of women like no.
but
If you
why?
can't do it, well, why? If you
But
can't do
why?
it,
I love showing you off.
and you're like, oh, they're thinking automatically you're being a dog nigga and you're trying to be slick and all that stuff, whatever. While you as a man is thinking logically, like people don't need to be in our business. You know what I'm saying? So it's like certain shit like that. And I don't know whatever other examples are out there, but it's like when it comes to disagreements, 9 times out of 10, the men is the more likely to think logically first. If something
Mm.
in a disagreement or when it comes to a matter of deciding what directions a matter should go, 9 times out of 10, a man is going to think logically first because he's built for that. It's in his genes,
Hey,
in his DNA.
hey,
In a dream,
hey,
and she's gonna think emotional. Even if her emotion tells her to do something and it's the right thing,
Hmm.
her emotion is not always gonna. That's like someone who says, "Oh, just follow your heart." You can't just always follow your heart because
You got to think with your brain.
you know what I mean. You can't base your decision just on I followed my heart and led me to this one good decision, two good decisions, three good decisions. That's just a matter of chance. It's just a matter of time before following your heart every single time it's gonna deceive you. At some point, it gotta go with follow your heart and also think logically about the shit.
Hmm.
Trey Lamont asked you guys if you're talking about women that you guys encountered.
Are we talking about what?
All women think
It's a good
all women
women.
think
You guys are talking about women that you've encountered. That's a good question. Good
This is
question.
something
all
that
women
I get
think
frustrated
emotional.
with. This is something I get
All
frustrated
women.
with because not saying her, she's cool people. It's not saying her, but like 9 times out of 10, when I post my memes and I ask for like a lot of question related stuff, it's not just always or whatever. It's always, oh, that's the woman that you deal with. It's the type of woman that you deal with. Is that or whatever. And it's like, bitch, you're in the same category, bitch. You're you're not different from whoever I dated, and you're not. I mean, whatever. You're in the same category. I'm very versatile. I dealt with all types. You're in the same category, and women keep trying to say I'm not part of them, and I'm not this or whatever. It must be that. No, we're speaking generally about women. We're not saying that it's not that type of women because this could apply to you too. And stop thinking that it can't.
Mhm.
It's the type of woman that you're with. Oh, are you speaking about all women? Yes, very generally. I'm not saying that all women are
That
going to do the same shit at the same time, but we're talking about stuff that all women do.
all women are emotional creatures, and I don't. It's just it's like it's biologic. Like could we see it? Like us men, we see it when, especially like, and I say this respectfully. I say this respectfully, ladies. You guys can feel a certain way, and then it's that time of the month. It's that time of the month,
That men don't get.
and your whole could change. That's biologically right. Ain't that biologically like a chemical state, like within you, right? And it controls your emotion. And I'm not saying because women have periods that they can't make good decisions, but I'm just saying like women women can have different factors that can make them make that can make them make emotional decisions.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
And like I said, men make emotional decisions, but men who haven't been around other men who think logically would typically make emotional decisions rather than make logical decisions because they've never been taught how to make logical
I'm
decisions.
gonna tell you right now. I ain't never
Wait, wait,
cried
wait.
over no ice cream. I ain't never cried over no ice
Hold
cream.
up,
I,
hold up,
Yeah,
Red.
I want this.
What?
Oh my God. Go out and go get
I
like,
never
yo,
got
come on.
emotional over
Like,
the wrong decision of food made at a restaurant. You know what I'm saying? Or you know what I'm saying? I got whatever fries instead of that. I don't. You know what I'm saying? Like men don't do that or whatever. And then they say that you're not a man, as opposed to what Timmy was saying. Like
Leash, what's
certain men that
IMS? Leash, what's IMS? What's IMS?
probably something men syndrome. something
something
men
man
syndrome. I
syndrome.
don't,
I don't know. But what I'm saying is that like men, they don't. Now I forgot because then now I forgot what I was saying.
to answer real quick, to
Yeah, we
answer
ain't never been pregnant.
um to-
Like I said, we don't cry over certain things.
yeah,
We don't.
pregnancy. Yeah, pregnancy is another. It's a biological change in your body. And I'm not saying it's bad or was. I'm not saying that it's bad, but it's part of you. It's part of you. We can't sit here and be like, "Yo, women are not
Wow.
a little bit more emotional when they're pregnant." Let's
Yeah, we don't have female hormones. Even more to the point.
we're not we're not gonna say so we're gonna
Jeffrey,
tell the
stop
truth. We're gonna
laughing,
tell
yo.
the whole truth. We're gonna tell the whole truth. Pregnant, and I'm not saying that again. We're not saying women who are pregnant can't make rational decisions. We're not saying that. Well, at least I'm not. I can't speak for Lamar. I'm only gonna because I don't know if he's gonna how far he's
I'm
willing to
going
take
there.
this. I'm
I'm
willing to go
going there.
all the fucking way. I've been doing this since 2006. You can ask hype in the group. I used to battle by myself with a whole room full of females about all kinds of shit. So I'm willing to stand on this shit. I'm not saying that women cannot ever make sound decisions or make logical decisions because they're pregnant or because they're on their period. But it's one of those factors that does chemically change how you feel about things. It's science. You
Tim, are you
can't
single?
you can't. Yeah, I'm single.
Somebody
I
asked
know,
that.
but that's why you single, Tim. Yeah, I know, I know. That's why you single. All right? Come on, man. Heard it all. Heard it all
Oh,
before.
So wait,
Lord of
so
mercy.
so so the only way to be with somebody or whatever is to accept the bullshit. Like I'm asking, to
Huh?
is like the only way to be in a relationship is to accept the bullshit, like to not speak the truth on things because
It's like saying it's like saying because they like their main defense would be, oh, how do you know pregnant girl? How do you know girls who are pregnant are not more emotional? How do you know girls who are on their period are not more not more like their emotion doesn't decide a little bit more of their day-to-day activity. How do you know that, Timmy? Why? Because I've been around women who are pregnant. I've been around women who've been on their periods. So I don't have to. I'm not just saying this and like I'm not like in a castle sitting around by myself, and I never had any contact with with women who've been in, who've been pregnant or who had who were on their period, right? Oh, see, Jeffrey's like, I'm getting the fuck up out of here
yeah, he
before
ran,
they fucking ban me.
he
Jeffrey's
ran.
like, they're about to ban me. I ain't going down in this shit. Jeffrey had to get up out of here.
Yeah,
But it's just. I mean, you can crack open any health book, and it would tell you the hormones, the estrogen. That's why like what like when men display like real emotional.
Nah, I ain't run. I ain't run. I got frozen. I got
Oh,
frozen. But
all right. I was like,
that's
he's like,
God
I'm taking this to
intervention.
the
so
hills.
so
Fuck that.
That's
so
God
so
But
intervening.
so
I'm just
Timmy.
saying, like, so we're not gonna sit here like we didn't have health class in middle school, in high school. They didn't say that women who are pregnant produce more. They produce emotional hormones, and they produce emotional hormones when they're on their period. And again, I'm not saying that this is what they're going to keep missing. I'm not saying that women who are pregnant and women who are on their period cannot make logical decisions. I'm just saying that being that the decision can change due to factors like they just like that, or just how they feel. They just wake up when they feel one way, and then tomorrow they feel another. Men typically, men men typically, we feel the same way constantly, unless there's like mental health issues or whatever. We typically feel the same way every day. We like if I had a situation with like if I had a situation with Jeffrey, right, and I felt like Jeffrey disrespected me, and then Lamar disrespected me, I'm probably most likely gonna handle the situation the same way. You know what I mean? Like I'm not emotionally gonna be like I'm not gonna change my emotion for one person to another. I'm typically the same way, no matter what. I wake up feeling the same way. I may feel a little high, a little low, but it's not to the point where I'm drastically changing my logic.
Well, let me ask a woman in the chat.
That's all I'm saying.
Let me ask a woman in the chat, right? What issues do they have in their current or past relationships when it came to a man leading?
That's a good
You said
question.
what?
That's a good question.
We don't run, hype. We don't run. What's up?
I want someone to
Ask that question again, Lamar. Ask the question again, Lamar, because I don't know if everybody heard it.
I said, what issues do they have with a man or a past relationship or a current relationship they had when it came to a man leading? What are the issues that females had with a man leading? Like, what is their beef with it?
Most women are gonna say that they followed the wrong leadership, or they weren't willing to take on that submissive role because they didn't think they were ready to take on that 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 submissive role. Like they wasn't ready to take it on at that time in their life, but they may be ready to actually take it on now, and they actually and they actually they actually know what to look for. I think I'm not going to speak for all women, but
Someone
There's
said
no
that the
communication.
men aren't leaders. So it's like,
No, there's
that's
lack of communication. I've seen lack of communication, and that there's no beef, but some men just aren't leaders.
so what do females determine is a leader? Because I hear that so often. Why I'm gonna submit if I can't submit to a man that don't know how to lead right? I submit to this whatever, and it's like, well, if that's the case, then what example do you have of it if you never been with somebody that ever lead right? So what is that to you?
Ladies, the question is what exactly is a leader to you? I'd love to hear this. Make them
yes,
feel safe. Okay.
I would love for you guys to jump up on the live.
See,
I know you guys have a lot to say in the comment. I would love for you guys to jump
Not
on the
feel
live.
insecure. So Dimples, when you say not feel insecure in the relationship, do
this
you
is my
mean
opinion.
as far as huh?
No, go
As
ahead,
far
David.
as do you mean as far as the man feeling insecure about other men or just in general, like someone who takes charge when you need it? Okay, we've touched on that. Okay,
Mhm.
okay. I don't submit to a person. I will submit to. What was that last part? I didn't. Did you catch the end of that?
I will submit to a relationship, but not to a person.
Okay, that's valid. It depends where a man is leading you to.
How do you do
You
that?
have to submit to the person.
How do you do that? Can you explain how you do that? Can you explain how you do that?
It depends where a man is trying to lead me. Okay.
And that's where being able to recognize a fuck boy versus a real man. And then again, I put this back on men. I put this back on men
I'll put this on women.
to be men. I'm not saying women I'm not saying women you need to be submissive to every man because not every man is worth following, and we all know that.
Hold on. Okay. No, like when a man can't be trusted, it causes insecurities in the relationship. Okay, I get what you're
Let me
saying.
ask you this, right?
Okay.
Okay.
Can a man that's a dog be a better leader than can a man that's being a dog be a better leader than a man that's being faithful? Is it possible?
Lamar, read the comments,
I
man.
see that. You see the comments. I know who that is. Answer the question. Can a man that does not make you feel safe and secure be a better leader than a guy that's 100% faithful?
It's the package. A woman, it's like it's
Is it
almost like an
possible?
oxymoron to say I feel insecure in a relationship that a man is leading that's actually worth leading. It's an oxymoron. It's like being a blood in a crip. You know
That's
what I mean?
that's what I
Like,
was trying to get at. That's what I was trying to get at.
you know what I mean? It's like you if it's going somewhere and he's worth following, then you are then the woman is automatically gonna feel secure. She's gonna feel so secure that she's gonna do shit that she never did for other
Ah,
men.
good point. Good point. Bubbles Queen Goddess makes a point. How are you being a leader when you can't even be honest?
Well,
But again, that goes back to being able to follow the right man, not
also,
just following. So a man who lies, a man who has to manipulate is a man who's not living his truth. So a man who be like, "Oh, I'm gonna cheat on my girl." If some men, I'm not saying that it's right or wrong, but some men who may like one girl
I gotta address something though.
may
When you're
be
done,
like may be like, you know what? I like you a lot, but I'm out here in these streets. So you're gonna be, you know what I mean? So we can do what we do, but we're not in a committed relationship. He's being honest, he's being open. Now it's up to her whether she wants to accept that or not. A man who would be like, oh, I'm only gonna be committed to you and that's it, but then goes behind her back and go cheat. That's a man that's not standing on his morals. He's not standing
I
on his
agree
ground.
with that.
He has to be sneaky.
I agree
A
with that.
man
But is
like,
that a man?
you know what I mean?
Is that a man in a relationship or a single man?
A man. Well, so this goes back to that post
That's why. That's
that
why
you
I
put
said
up,
it. That's why I
right?
said it.
Right. That goes back to
Is
that
that a
post
man in a
to
relationship
that
or a
post you were
single man?
saying that there's someone who is people who are in the talking stage. We're not talking about in actual like you're my girl, you're my boyfriend. Just talking. Do they have an obligation to not fuck with other people while they're in the talking stage?
So,
Right? And I say this is in the talking stage is when the man establish exactly who he is, right? And said, "This is me. This is it." Right now,
so
she
you
as a
think
leader,
the person in talking stage
as
is
a
in a
leader,
relationship?
he's setting the ground rules. He's setting the ground rules. He said, "This is me." Boom, 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 boom. If she says, "I don't mind if you fuck with other girls," as long as you don't mind me fucking with other guys, and they both agree to that, that goes back to that open marriage thing, and that was a whole nother
That's
thing
wait.
on that
See,
last two lives.
you went from open
But
marriage to talking.
no, but I'm just saying, open relationship. I'm sorry, not open. I'm saying like open relationship. Let me not say open marriage. Let me say open relationship.
No, so
Hold on.
So this
Hold on one
goes
second.
back
you're
to
So
skipping a part to me. At what point from talking to it becomes a relationship that it differs?
hold on one second, guys.
when a
One second.
person says when the two people agree that they are officially together and these are and the man said this is I'm with you. I'm not. I'm all them chicks I was fucking with. When all them chicks I was fucking with when I was in the talking stage, I'm putting them to the side,
And
and he
before that,
means that shit.
and before that,
Before that, it's open game.
Hold on one
Chitty
second.
chitty
Hold on.
chitty chitty bang bang on
Hold
both
on. I
ends.
want to shed light on something.
Chitty
My
chitty
nigga.
bang bang on both ends. You
My
I
do
want to
what
nigga.
you
shed.
do. I'm
I
gonna do
want
what
to
I
shed light
do.
on. I want to shed light on something. Trey Lamar says it goes back to what we were talking about with submission. She says two people coming together, deciding what a healthy relationship looks like to them, and then submitting to the terms that we agree upon. You say to that. Your response.
Who, me?
Either one of you guys.
Hey, you gotta see it again because I saw another comment.
I think
So the comment was two people coming together. What is the relationship or what does the leadership look like? It's like two people committing to each other is what she said. Two people submitting to each other, and she said two people coming together, deciding what a healthy relationship looks like to them, and then submit to the terms that we both agree upon.
both. I mean,
I still don't.
I guess as long as both. I mean, people gonna whatever. Like if they say like, yeah, we're gonna make this official, and we're gonna get rid of our holes on the side, and it's something that's committed. You know what I mean? Then both sides have to honor. Then both sides have to honor that. Both sides are gonna honor that. But if a man says, "Yo, I'm not willing to be in a relationship with you because I got my girls on the side and I'm doing my thing," or blah, if he's being honest about it, right, and he's saying this is what it is, he's setting the term like, I'm not gonna be in that relationship with you unless you agree that you don't mind me having these holes on the side. If she agrees with it, then she can jump in that. She can jump in that open relationship now, or she's gonna be like, nah, that's too much. I don't want to deal with that, and she can leave the situation. But at the end of the day, the man still said he was upfront about what his intentions were. He's not being sneaky about whatever his intention is. If his intention is to have is to keep fucking women all summer long, it just needs to be established early on.
Now, I want to extend this to the ladies in the group. So basically, what the topic kind of has
Exactly, Trey.
what the topic has switched over to is if you met a man and you guys started talking, okay, and now you guys are getting to know each other. Is it okay for the man to be doing his thing on the side and for you to be doing your thing on the side, or would you want that person to just be talking to you and only you and vice versa? To that you say, ladies, and men chime in too. Back to what you were saying, L, the other day when you posted.
Oh yeah, okay,
When you
yeah.
posted that, that's what I was trying to get across.
Someone said set the
I just want
guidelines. Who sets the guidelines?
to set guidelines.
Yeah.
Okay.
I listen. You already know. You already know why I stand on that.
All right. It said someone says it depends on how deep we're in and what we agree upon.
Okay.
What happens
Okay.
if
So they feel.
this is where issues
I think
this is where issues are born.
Tremont, my girl Tracy, my girl Tracy, said it perfect when she said, let me try to find a comment. She said,
I can't see any of the
fuck.
comments. I don't know
Yeah,
why,
the
but
All
comments
right,
are
she
like that.
said, Chalamont, and that she said, when you sign up to use social media, you agree upon the terms of use, and if you violate, you lose your privilege. Ain't that right, Lamar?
Say it again. Wait, what else did I
Violate
say?
in terms of agreement. That's why his ass is always out in Facebook jail.
Nigga, you know why I'm in
No,
Facebook
she
jail.
said,
People are
she said, pretty
conspiring
much, she
against
said,
me. That's why I'm in Facebook jail. All right.
I'm fucking with you. But pretty much she said, right? Pretty much, she
Denver's
said
beating
like
Golden State right now.
before we signed up, huh?
No, I was just looking at the score. Denver's beating Golden State right now.
Yep, they up
Nah,
10.
that's gonna change. Don't worry about that. That's gonna change real quick. Just like she was saying before we sign up for IG, Twitter, Facebook, wherever, right? Twitch. They give us this long ass paragraph of the terms and agreement.
That
We
nobody
can't
ever
go
reads.
any further until we click agree, continue. When we click agree, continue, we are in a contract that says that we are going to abide by that term and those agreements.
First of all,
If we
this shit does
violate,
not happen in
we
real
can
life.
get banned, we can get suspended, we can do whatever. The person, so if you set the guidelines, these are the terms, these are the agreements. Before we go any further, what are we doing? You agree? That's her saying, that's like her clicking the agree checkbox and continue. Now, is she gonna go back? Is she gonna go back on it? Most likely, because sometimes a lot of the time, women will agree to like, oh yeah, I don't mind him fucking with other girls as long as he comes home to me. Like a lot of girls will say that shit, but eventually it ends up breaking them down at some point where they're like, oh, he may be emotionally connected to other girls and he may not be emotionally connected to me, and that bothers me. And then that's when she may end up being like, I don't agree to this term. I don't agree to it no more. And that's when the guy's gonna have to have the conversation with her and be like, what happened to what we agreed to?
All right, so I'm
I
gonna go
mean,
bullshit on so much shit right now, whatever. To the people in the chat and so whatever, because what one person might feel today is not exactly what you're gonna feel tomorrow, and that's just real rap. You know what I'm saying? For both men and women, or whatever. Now, women kind of lock into things more. Women will get with a guy. This nigga will knock a pussy out the park, or whatever, and women will say, "Well, this is it now," and assume and never have the conversation and just assume and then trip when they find out a nigga might be doing him or he was dealing with you. I've been in situations, right, where
oh shit.
the chick, whatever, sex could be bomb as hell, right? But to me, she was annoying, annoying. So I would have the first conversation, right? And boom, she jump off, we go somewhere, we jump off, the sex is out of the world, right? And then cool, you get to talking and you get to communicating and deciding where you're measuring where things may go. Nobody knows at first. They may feel that way, but the people that feel and push for, well, this guy makes me feel safe, or this one, I feel like I like this situation here, and also this is setting yourself up for failure. You have to see where things lead out to, and you cannot decide it. And that person, no conversation between you and that person decided. You have to observe where things play out. You know what I'm saying? So it's like you could say whatever the fuck you want in the beginning, but you don't. So sex on one, you think like the direction is going, but then more. Yo, this bitch chews so loud when she fucking eats. Yo, this bitch forever calling my phone when she could just text me. This bitch, like, just stupid shit, whatever. Yo, I can't stand the way this bitch snores. Like, whatever. Then you start nitpicking things for no reason because you're just getting more and more annoyed. And women do it to men too. So it's like you don't know how you may feel at one point as opposed to like further down the road. So you have to see where things go. You have to play it as a long and play it by ear and then decide and discuss. And that's why you need continuous communication instead of assuming shit. You know what I'm saying? You need to continue. You could decide and have a conversation here, but the continuous conversation is what's really important. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. What's your take on that?
Conversation, but this is where it goes back to like what we talked about, where women tend to be more emotional. So emotionally at that time when you present to her like, yo, I'm not going to be um I'm not gonna settle down with you because I got my other girls on the side. But if you still want to be fucking with me, come fuck with me. Her emotion at that time would be like, I really don't want to lose him, so I'm gonna go fuck with him. Later down the line, it's just like you talked about. It could change down the line where now she's like, I don't like that. I don't like the fact that he's fucking with other girls, and let me try to, you know what I mean? Like let me try to throw a wrench in his game towards other women. You know what I mean? Like
Or never
leaving
have the
my
conversation to
fucking
begin with.
hairbrush at his crib on purpose so that when he brings other girls to his crib, other girls know that, you know, he had a girl there. You know what I mean? They do little
What's
slick
something
shit
else
like
I
that.
need to
Like they
talk
leave
about?
their little personal they leave their fucking personal belongings
I'm
at your
upset.
crib.
Why do bitches do this shit? Why they constantly leave shit? And I be finding shit that if I only like I have to clean my place more. I have to clean my place more. I be finding shit from like 6 months ago in my crib. It makes no sense. I would get caught up for some shit from last year because I didn't even know that I don't fucking lift under my couch seats or some shit. And you go, why do women constantly leave shit? And you could tell that it was perfectly placed somewhere. It was planted
Yeah, I had
evidence.
no. I had earrings. I had earrings left. I had like socks, like the plain, like it was clear as day that those are female socks. They're like small and shit. So it's just like, and they're placed in places where like you may not catch it right away because you're out because you're doing your own thing, whatever. Like you're in your crib, you're not really looking out for this shit, so you overlook it a lot. But then when you're cleaning your crib, right before another shorty comes over, you're like, oh, what's this? Hold up.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
oh,
yeah.
red
Who do
Talking
we
all
fucking
have
that
go.
shit.
here?
Who we have?
Oh, you gotta turn your mic up or something.
Uh
Is
oh.
that T? Is that T? Yeah.
Now I can hear you. Nah, I can't hear her. You can hear her?
I
I
I
can't hear.
can't hear.
I can't hear you, sweetheart. I can't hear you.
Yeah, your mic is, you gotta turn your volume up or something.
I don't know. I don't know if you got like headphones in, if you got like earbuds in or whatever. But
Facts.
try to leave
As
and then
BB
come
said,
back.
women fly
Leave
earrings
and
and
then
they
try to
catch them
come back,
on
sweetheart.
purpose to get you caught up. It's facts. Whatever. And women want to talk about, well, it's all about honesty and they want to be honesty. Then why are you doing why are you planting evidence and shit? If you so worried about you're being dishonest.
No,
It's,
it's not even. It's no.
it's facts,
It's the
man.
intention where it's the intention of her trying to have you in a gotcha moment. She's
Yeah.
trying to create that gotcha moment where you have to explain to your next to the chick that you got coming over about whose earrings these are, whose socks these are, whose drawers these are, and then you're gonna be like that. She's trying to create that uncomfortable feeling of you being caught, but you can't really be caught if you can't really be caught if you've been honest, if you've been upfront about the women that you're dealing with. You can just be like, oh yeah, that's so and so's. You know what I mean? But hey, what's going on with you? You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you let it be known what type, like you let it be known to all the girls that you're dealing with what time you on. But women would still try to create that gotcha moment, that got him, bitch, got him. I left my drawers here. I left my earrings there. I left my hairbrush there.
It's
And that only
deception.
works for men who are just, and that only works for men who are not honest.
Let's talk about shit that women ain't honest about. How about that?
Things that women are not honest about.
Yeah. From the jump.
Listen, I I talk to women, and I be like, yo, how many kids? And like it's crazy. Like
They
the
lie
regular
about how many kids
conversation
they
you would
got.
have with a girl, like like the regular that's like one of the top three like questions you ask nowadays because it's just everyone has a kid, right? Everyone has one. So you say how many kids you have? She'll be like, oh, I got one, I
We'll
got
Google
two.
this shit.
Conversation with a girl, she was like, oh, I got I got get to our house, right? Get to her house. Come to find out, she has three other kids, and she's like, I didn't lie. Those kids are not with me. They're with their grandma. They live with their grandma, or they're in the state care, so they're not. No, they're not living here. I only have my one son, so technically, I didn't lie. Like, yes, you did lie. And I say, how many kids you have? How many kids did you push out of your vagina? That's what I meant. That's what I meant. You're not gonna try to manipulate it and try to be like, oh, I thought you meant how many kids live with me. Nah.
Wait, hold on. We got. I think.
Nah, he fucking talks a lot. So I gotta hear what the fuck this dude's saying in like real
I
life.
can't
You
even see
talk a
you.
whole lot. I gotta
Who,
hear what
me?
you're saying.
I can't see
And you
you.
can
Can you see
hear
us?
my actual voice. So go on.
Oh shit. Hit it.
Wait, who is this? I want to know who this is.
I don't know who
Nah,
this
this
is.
one kid shit and everything else. Like, nah, I gotta hear what he's saying. Go on. Don't let me interrupt you.
Oh
I
no,
No,
can't. We can't see
I
you.
I
said
can't.
what I
Okay,
said. I said what I said.
I
I,
can't
I
hear.
said I
Mm-mm.
said I said what I said. I said women can be
You
deceptive
didn't, and I wasn't done. But hi,
when they
sorry, camera was backlit.
okay,
I'm
hey,
Bella, but you can
hey
say what
Bella,
the
how you
fuck
Oh,
you
doing?
now
gotta
we can
say
see you.
now. Because a female's up here. I've listened to
Yo,
you talk for like the last hour. Okay? So you
Okay.
can go ahead and say what the fuck you gotta say. Welcome, my people now coming in.
yeah.
So
All
go
right,
ahead. You
good.
can say what you gotta say. Because
First
you've
of
been
all, why are you
talking for
so
the
hot
last
though?
hour. I agree with some of it, and some of it, I think you sound like a whole fucking idiot. No
Oh,
disrespect.
who? Which one?
So what do you all right,
I listen,
so
I
what do
love
you
you to
disagree
death.
with?
I fuck with you. Listen, I love you to death. I truly do. I fuck with you, but some of the shit that you say sounds straight fucking
We
foolish.
don't know who you're
That's why I
talking
keep
to.
Okay,
asking
so
how
tell me.
fucking
So
old you
tell me.
are.
So
But yet
so
you how old you are. What's up, Isha? What's up, Greg? Here comes my people. But like I said, how
how
old are
old am I?
you?
How old am
Yes,
I?
that's
All
what
right,
I've
she's
been
talking to me.
asking.
I'm 37. Oh, I didn't see it.
Not
Sweetheart,
you,
Yeah,
the
Timmy,
not
I
you.
comments
just
I'm
told you they're gonna come for
are
you.
this one.
going.
I'm talking to this one
We have
down here with the
17
most.
people in this chat. I can't read every single one. I'm still read
Listen,
them.
you ain't read, but you
37. I'm
I'm the
37 years
only
old.
one
How
All
old
right,
are you?
get to the
talking.
point. Get to the point. Get to the point.
All right, so I'm 37. All right,
That
so go.
part. So you 37 and you listening to these little fucking thoughts and you don't have females' minds fucking that much into perceptive by now and you older than me? Like, stop it. That means you
What are you
fucking with
talking about?
little ass fucking girls. Knock it off. Sammy, I'm not talking to you. Now you made my son wake the fuck up. Now my son about to get involved. My 16-year-old, okay?
There
Stop
we
it. I
go.
say. You talking about little ass fucking girls. Like I said,
Little
I
little
fuck with
girl.
you. Like I said, what's good, Isha? What's good, Greg? I fuck with you. You've said some good shit here and there and here and out, but sometimes you've been way off, bro. You
So
speaking
what am
on
I way off
females
about?
like they're in a genuality. Not all females the same. Because listen, I do this shit, okay?
Okay.
With a 16-year-old, okay? Dude, okay? The
Hmm?
shit that you talking to it half the time. So
Okay.
you little ass
That would be
girl.
your decision. I'm not
I'm
saying
just
that.
fuck with you.
No.
So don't get
You
it
know me.
twisted. I fuck with you.
I'm not.
I've been in this live for like how long? I fuck with you, but you off on a lot of shit. And y'all have
So
no
Pacific.
female perspective and y'all just been going off your own shit.
So what point
So
are you
like
making
I'ma
right
do
now?
what he's doing
Hold
and
on.
I'ma
What point
fucking
are you
pop my
making right
bottle.
now? What point are you making right
That's
now?
what I'ma do.
I'm asking what point.
Wait, Bella,
Yo,
Bella, hold on.
homie,
Wait,
I
So
wanted
Bella.
to come back in like an hour and a half ago. Okay. So
Yeah.
I can go I can go on for many
wait,
different points. I just let this
wait,
motherfucker ramble.
Bella, not to cut you off. I'm sorry, not to be disrespectful. I told you, I said request to come in because I've been telling you request to come in
Yeah, I did
because
too.
we like
But do
have
Do you think
a
I can
perspective.
hear you? Won't stop talking. Said that in the chat. I can't fucking hear you.
All right. So
It's an open side. If Lamar wants to talk,
what
Lamar
are
can
we
talk.
doing?
Just
Yes.
talk.
We need to.
I'm not muting.
Yeah.
I'm not in control of this live. I'm not muting nobody. Like
You no. Listen, you're
if
sure not in control
if they
at
let me get
all.
my
Cause
point
his
across.
live, nobody's live. But I want to talk to you. I gotta understand your perspective a little bit
So what do you
more.
want to talk about?
I really do,
All right, go ahead.
and I
Go
gotta
ahead.
put my 2 cents in it. I can't be in the comments. No,
Bella,
let's
okay,
All
get
right,
it
go
going.
ahead. So
So
all
what
right,
do you
Bella,
so
want to
go
talk
ahead.
about?
let's have
All right, so good.
Bella,
What's the point?
let's have a constructive conversation right now. So let's
Thank
talk
it's
about what it is.
constructive. Yes, let's
Yeah,
do it.
Bella. So tell me, right? My question to you is where did Timmy's comments go left so that we
Oh
can come back
fucking
to
Christ!
For
Like
her.
I said, an hour and a half ago. So like, unless you want to be here all night and you want me to bring up every fucking point that I
So pick
disagree
up.
with, then we'll be here all night.
So
Okay?
pick
Because
your
I
top
literally
three.
been here for
Pick your
like an hour and a half,
point.
2 hours.
Let's take some
Stop
points.
it!
Pick your
I was
top
here
three.
before you ended your live. You had to redo your live, and I came back. Okay? I've been here
Appreciate
the
you.
whole motherfucking time.
We appreciate
Okay.
you.
I can't do it. I
And
can't
I
listen
appreciate
no
you
more.
rocking with us. So can you pick
Yeah, I can't
three
listen no
things?
more. You like that's why when she came up here, I was like, shit, we about to have a woman's perspective. And then she dropped, so I was like, you know what, I'm gonna have to give it.
Yo, so
Okay.
like the past 10 minutes,
So
I'm
I
asking what's
asked
your
you,
perspective though.
can you give three things that I said that were bullshit? Your top three. I know I said a lot. I talked a lot. Okay, cool, whatever. Can you give me
Nah,
your
I
top
just don't
three?
agree with like your woman's perspective. I don't agree with the fucking like
Why?
being submissive and everything. Like I believe you be submissive to each other.
Okay, why
Each
is
other.
that?
I'm the one that set the guidelines.
Time out. If
I
you've been
know you listen to you up in the corner. You had enough time to speak. Okay?
no, I'm just saying,
I'm
if
just
you've been
kidding. I'm
listening to
just
the
kidding.
live,
Go ahead.
if,
I'm just
if you've
kidding.
been
Go ahead.
listening to the live, if you've been listening to the live,
Jeppy said
my point
exactly
on
what you just said.
submissiveness was that it's both ways. I said both ways. I said it goes both ways. I
No,
said you need.
I
I
agree.
said
You said that, but he needs to hear it from a female. What the fuck's that sound like come from a dude?
All right, so
He can hear you.
people are getting frustrated because
I,
we're not getting directly into the subject. So we
Oh,
have to get.
I'm not
And
frustrated
and
at
this is
all.
No,
why
I'm
I just
saying
like
people
wanted to
in the
give a
comments.
different perspective. I've been listening to y'all for so long. I just wanted to, like I said, like
I'm
there's
All
I'm
right,
no like I love y'all. Like y'all
appreciate
cool as
you.
fuck. I follow all y'all. Like y'all cool. I'll get into it with y'all, but
Come to Rosendale.
y'all need a different perspective. I've been listening to 3 dudes for enough time.
All right, we appreciate you.
Okay.
okay,
We appreciate you.
thank you.
I don't know how to
so
feel
give
about
us
it.
Anyway, so what
give us some
questions? You
more.
want to battle? What questions? Let's go.
No, give
Let's
us
get
some
it.
more. We want he asked a question. He said, "Can you give 2 or 3 points that he made that you didn't agree with?" We just want to hear from the woman's
Shit,
perspective.
I gotta go back 2 hours ago. Like I said, I didn't believe in his fucking submissive shit. I didn't believe in some of the shit that he said. Like some of the shit I believed in, but I didn't believe in all the way. But I didn't put my
Okay,
input in. So
Okay.
we would have
so
to bring it back to that for me to be able to actually like establish what I was trying to say for it to like land with y'all. Do you understand what I'm saying? I can't just bring it up now.
All right,
okay,
cool.
so let's go back to submissiveness, right? So we established that you agree that it goes both ways, right?
I'm not doing this shit with this laughing. See, like I'm saying, this
No,
little nigga.
no, you're talking to
Happened.
me right now. You're talking to me, Bella, right now. You're talking to me. All
Yeah,
right.
I hear you. Listen, I do this for a profession. So go ahead. I hear you. I'm listening to you.
So you're talking to me right now, okay? So
Hmm.
we've established that you look as both ways, right? A man submitting to a woman and vice versa, correct?
Exactly.
Okay.
It's 50
Okay.
50 both ways. Like,
Okay.
unless there's guidelines set up. And that's what I was the one that said the guideline shit. Like, that's what I'm
Mhm.
saying. Like, there's guidelines in multiple different things. First of all, my 16-year-old, if you want to get in this conversation, you can get in this conversation.
I'm just late.
My
He's
16-year-old
confused.
listening in, okay? So that's what's going on.
I got a
Shout
16-year-old
out to
too.
shout out to the youth. Shout out to the youth.
Shout
Go
out to the
ahead.
youth.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead. Keep talking.
He said peace sign, y'all. He
All right.
going back to bed. He's trying to drink some water.
All right, Bella, I want some more points from you. Come on, I want to hear some more. Let me hear some more.
Nah, listen, I don't even do this IG shit. I just couldn't listen enough. But go ahead, like, give me some more points to elaborate on. Like, let's go.
I'm just saying,
But
like, he came in
I've
like
been
a, you
listening
came
for
in
2
like a
hours. That's what
wrecking
I'm saying. I've been
ball.
listening for 2 fucking hours and held my tongue.
I bet.
okay,
Appreciate
so
you fully.
So listen,
Nah,
I hear you.
so
All
appreciate Miss
right,
Bella, but yeah.
so,
yo,
so
can we get another female on? Can we get another female on?
No, she said her
Is
piece. I
Tia
respect
still
it.
there?
She said her piece.
Is Tia still there?
Yeah, I'm trying to get her back.
Can we get
I'm
Tia?
still confused. I'm still confused about
Moving on.
outside of that one point,
Moving on.
Timmy
what
leaving.
that other point
Miss Tia,
was.
can we hear you?
Tia's back.
Hello.
All right.
Hey, Tia, how you
I can
doing?
hear you.
What's
I can
up,
hear
Oh
you.
yeah.
Oh, okay, now we can hear you.
What's
What's up?
going on?
Nothing much.
What's
All right.
going on, Tia?
So I did not join this conversation the whole way through. So
Oh, I
I'm
got one after this
super
too.
confused on what the topic is because y'all are.
So
Go ahead.
we were talking about our submissiveness and what people feel as though submissiveness is to them. We talked about leadership inside a relationship because it was brought to the attention of men being leaders in relationships and whatnot, and we also touched on the relationship as far as if you're getting to know somebody, and let's say for example you're getting to know me and we're talking and we haven't established any parameters. Is it okay for me to still do my thing and you do your thing, or should we just kind of dead that? That's what we've been discussing the whole night.
Okay. Well, let's talk. All right. So let's start with the last thing you said. I feel like as grown folks, if y'all are talking, that's just what it is talking. I think society has it messed up when it says it's for both ways. It's a double standard. If I'm dating and I'm talking to somebody, I don't have no ring on my finger. You don't have no ring on your finger, and we're just talking. So I'm free to talk to who I want to talk to. You're free to talk to who you want to talk to until we establish that we are in a relationship. I think that's where people get it messed up. If there's nothing
Amen.
established, if I'm talking to you and you're talking to me, but we haven't established, I'm getting to know you. You might just show me your representative because everybody also shows you. You never meet the real person in the beginning anyway. You always meet their representative. So if I'm talking to you, I might not like who's representing you, and I might go back to talking to Jim. So that's the dating game. You know what I'm saying? And I think people get too involved with, oh, that's my. Do he know you're his man, or does she know that's your that's your woman? Like
Yeah,
we need to establish that in the beginning. You could like somebody, but if this not established, if y'all are still talking and y'all are still dating, if it's
the
not
gospel.
established that we are in a relationship, then it is what it is.
So, Tia,
We
let
are
me
all
ask you a
adults
Hallelujah.
question.
here. We all have to take
I,
accountability.
I have a
And that's
question,
all I
right?
said.
Let's say you're talking to a guy you just met, and you
Mm-hmm.
really feeling this dude, really feeling him, and then you have a date night out, and this shit's I'm about to reset this shit again. Let me save it for the next time. I'm gonna go on live. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna ask you guys. It's just another hour went
All
by.
right.
All right.
All right.
All right, we'll come right back.
We're trying to get everybody back up in here. So this is annoying, man. It makes you cut off every hour. I hate that. I can't wait to get back on this Facebook shit because this shit makes you cut off every hour.
Yeah, this is why.
Hey,
All right.
This is why we
hey.
need you to get. We need you to get out of jail. Can we put Tia back up? Is she in here?
Yeah, I'm trying to get
So
there.
I yeah, I can get.
What was her name again?
I
Tia
think Tia
what?
was missing.
Yeah,
Tia,
Tia. Oh,
Tia.
she just joined. She just joined. She's back.
Uh,
By the way,
Shout
shout
out
out
to Tia.
on the live from the beginning, man. I see a lot of people back. Shout out to a lot
yeah,
of
we
you
appreciate
guys.
everybody fucking with us too.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Can we back? Can we rewind?
All right. So, all right, going back to
I'm
the
on
Appreciate
this
y'all.
live looking crazy as hell. My
yeah,
goodness.
maybe
Go
That's all
ahead.
right. Yeah, that's why we all have hats on. We all had hats because we all
Well,
looking
let me put
crazy
my
as
hat
shit.
on. Let me put my hat
hold
on.
on. We're
That's
going to battle
it.
tomorrow.
Listen, girl. It's Dome Thugs and Harmony over here. We good, man. It's all right.
Well, let me tell everybody.
But yo, my
Yeah.
question was: somebody you feel on your date? Well, you getting to know each other. All right. You really like this dude. He like does everything right. You go on a date. Y'all end up smashing. This nigga changed your world. He done put you on to some. He flipped you up and down, did everything right. May had the best night of sex ever, all that, right? You feel him, but y'all not official. Couple 2 weeks go by or whatever. You find out he smashed somebody else. Are you still dealing with him?
I'm gonna just be real with you. I'm a grown ass woman. So if I like somebody, I'm gonna let you know that I like you. I'm not gonna play this back and forth game. If I feel like if I'm talking to somebody and then we go to bed and you dick it down because all you niggas is hitting walls. So if you dick it down,
Wait, what?
I'm right then in 2 weeks ain't gonna
No,
pass
no,
you by. I'm
your
gonna
volume went down. Wait, say that again.
I said I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be if I find so say we talking and I'm feeling you right, and then you dick me down and I'm like, damn, I'm gonna let you know right then and there what we doing. Like I want something more. I'm not gonna let
You're gonna
2 weeks
tell
go
me what?
by.
I mean,
We
you gonna
grown.
tell
Why
that
are we
guy
gonna
what
play
we're
this?
doing?
I'm like, yeah, what we doing? Like I'm feeling you. This is the problem. Why am I waiting 2 weeks to find out? If you like somebody, right? You talking to
Nah,
people,
I
and then you
respect
finally
that.
find somebody you like, right?
I respect that.
I respect.
So then at what so I'm gonna wait 2 weeks to tell you like I'm really feeling I'm gonna tell you right then, like after you dick it down, like damn this nigga just put it on me. Wait, hold on. Is this continuing? Or you like seriously, what are we talking about right now? Like we're grown here, we talking about to little kids. We are grown people. What are we talking about? Like
I don't know. It
I'm
sounds
not
a little
about to
bit
wait
too
two
good to
weeks.
be
If
true.
you dick me down, if we talking and you dick me down, I'm about to let you know right then and there, is this gonna be mine? Or you gotta go somewhere else because I'm not about to play this game with you. Because then at that point, that's when females' emotions start getting involved. I'm not gonna let you play with
Hallelujah.
me.
Because they're not thinking with logic.
Hallelujah.
I think
I respect it. I respect
once
that
a
100.
man, uh, I think when a man, I don't know if you guys remember old school video with this lady from Atlanta and her mom were talking about a guy hitting the bottom of the pussy. It was like an old video back in the days. But anyways, she was talking about how when a man hits the bottom of the pussy, it triggers it triggers something in her to make her feel like he's the one, even if he's not, even if he ain't shit, even though everything else in his life is a failure because he's hitting the bottom of the pussy. Some females will feel like, yo, this
Okay,
may be
okay,
it.
okay.
Like this may
I
be the
don't know
one.
who told you that. I don't know who told you that. That's that old school foolery. A lot of people dealt with a lot of shit in the old school days.
An old
No,
nigga
what
at the
it is
barber shop told
nowadays
him
is
that.
we're gonna be real. We're gonna be real. We're gonna be real because a lot of men don't like to be honest about it. A lot of females don't get orgasms like you men get orgasms. So that's why a lot of females deal with fuck boys, as you say, because you got fuck boys because all you can do is fuck. Duh. So when you find a good man who can possibly hit some walls, he don't even have to get you orgasm, but he can possibly satisfy you enough, and then you can do your thing on top. A female will deal with that. But a lot of females go after fuck boys because a lot of men really don't satisfy females sexually, and that's the real of it. To be all honest. So that's why guys, good men, be like, damn, why these girls keep opening that? Because he's hitting them
So
walls.
let me ask you
That's all he
this.
know how to do.
Let
That's
me
all
ask
he
you
good
this,
for. That's how
right?
you get fuck boy.
So
A man, hold up. A man does everything right for you, and you just said that a lot of men don't satisfy a woman sexually, then why do women end up with the fuck
Hmm.
settle down with the fuck boy if a lot of men don't satisfy
Because a
women
fuck boy,
sexually?
you know why? You just answered your own question. Because you're not a man is not sex. Let me tell you something. A man, let me tell you something.
That's a
It
mentality
depends
thing.
because a fuck boy he could listen. No. That's not true. A fuck boy could fuck you and you don't gotta do nothing. What I mean by that is I could be with somebody and he may not do everything for me, but I have to put in a little more work than I want to every time we fuck. But if he's doing everything and he makes me fit and I love him, I'm willing to put in that extra work and I don't got to go look for satisfaction
No, you're a
elsewhere.
bullshit
So
liar.
don't misconstrue what I'm
You're
saying.
a
That's
bullshit
not what I'm
liar.
saying.
Because
I'm not a
listen,
bullshit liar. I'm not a bullshit
when
liar
you're
because
lying,
Let's not call her a
that's
liar
I've
because
been in a
this is her
relationship.
truth.
I've been in
no,
a
this is her
relationship
truth.
with
All right,
somebody. I've been in a relationship with somebody who wasn't sexually satisfying in other ways. It's not always about sex. You can satisfy me emotionally and mentally. So that's not true. I don't know what type of females you deal with or what type of man you are.
I just went
But in
over the
reality,
type
it's
of
not
female
always
stuff.
about sex. It's not always about sex. It's not. If you it comes to about being about sex when a man has nothing else to offer. That's when it comes to just to being about sex. When you have nothing else to offer a woman and all it is sex, so that's what it is. But if a woman loves a man and you can't actually, and she got to put in extra work every time, if she love you enough, she'll do it. But if she don't love you, and you to you you're a good man, and you looking at she's fucking with Tom down the street because he's hitting them walls.
Tia,
You're like, why? Because
Tia,
she
Tia,
don't really love you.
I
She
can't
treats
respect. All right, this is my opinion. I'm not saying that you're not keeping it real on your end, but this is my opinion, right? Your friends and majority of them that the people that they have babies with
Exactly, simple.
or whatever, and then it's them ain't shit niggas or whatever. And that's not based off what they could do for you and all stuff and everything, and they provide something mentally
no,
and
that's
satisfying
not what I'm
and none of that
saying.
shit.
That's not
The
what I'm
men that
saying.
So,
this is
so
a point we were talking about earlier before that women say one thing but they show another because they say this stuff
No,
whatever.
see, but
But your history of men that you've
so
been with and your friends been with or whatever, and ain't that guy that provided something for you
see, no, see,
mentally and
don't
so
listen.
and made you feel safe.
Let's
One
not say
aspect
we
the
because
can't, we
history
all
of
can't,
you
we
my
can't
friends
men
say her.
talking
We
to
because
can't,
the
we
is
history.
that
can't say
they
her
ain't
because we
shit.
don't know
You
what her
can't say
selection
the
is.
history of my
We
men. You
can't
can't
say
say the
her because
history
we
of
don't know what her
my
selection of
men.
men
You
is.
can't say that exactly. You don't know my selection of men, so you can't say the history of
So we
my
can't say
men.
that.
See,
We're
are you
not gonna
single?
use
I'll give
that.
her that.
We can't say
Watch
that.
this. Are you single?
We're not.
Are you single?
I'm single by choice. I'm single by choice. I
Are
didn't
you
get in a
single?
relationship
What
with
happened
exes
to the
because we
last
want to
nigga?
talk to me. I'm single by choice.
Why?
Huh?
Why are you single?
He didn't make me a priority. He didn't make me a priority.
He
The
didn't.
last man didn't make me a priority.
So he did all that stuff for you and didn't make you a priority.
No. See, no. Yeah, the only thing he did well was fuck me good, but he didn't make me a priority. Is why I stayed with him so long. He fucked me good, so I put him not making me a priority past everything. So you're not listening to what I'm saying to you, because he fucked me good. Him not making me a priority just trumped everything. And then I got tired of just him just fucking me. All you can offer me is dick. I got my own shit. I take care of myself. After a while, when if that's all you offer me, then I will go somewhere else. I don't need somebody who's gonna blow my back off. I'm not a priority.
Okay.
So, so,
So
so,
what am I
so,
saying
so,
that's
Were
wrong?
you in a
What am I saying
relationship
that's
with
so,
him?
wrong?
can I ask a question?
Were you in a
Can I ask a
relationship with him?
question? So I said I was talking about
I was in a
how
relationship almost 3 years. I was definitely was. So again, like I said, what did I say wrong? I let him. I seen
Do
the
you
red
see the point
flags,
I'm
but
trying to make
because he
though?
was
You see
fucking
I'm
me
not
good,
hearing you. But this is the point I'm trying to make is that you spent 3 years with a nigga to decide that he didn't make you a priority.
yeah, yeah, because he was fucking me good.
and
And
this
how you know
goes
before
back.
that I was
This goes back to what
yeah,
Timmy was
yeah.
saying
That was
with
my
logic
choice
and
though.
emotion.
Yeah, that was my yeah. Because how you know before that I
Because
knew
if
this?
you thought with
How you know
logic,
before that
you
I didn't
wouldn't be
get dick
saying
like
this shit
that?
right now,
If
would
I didn't
you?
get no orgasm,
Would you be
yeah,
saying
I
this right now
wouldn't. Logically
if
speaking,
you thought with
I
logic?
know my truth. Yes, that's my truth. That's my
Yeah.
logically speaking. I was with somebody because he was fucking me good for 3 years. I'm not saying he didn't do
This is the
everything
point we've
he was
been
wrong.
talking about this whole
Obviously, there was more
time.
things he was doing.
You're proving us, Timmy.
Obviously,
Am
there
I?
was more
Am
And
I
things
that's
he was
what
tripping?
doing.
and that's what I was talking about. And that's what and that's what I was talking about when and I said a man could be hitting the walls or hitting the bottom of the pussy, whatever, to the point where she's willing to oversee all of his red flags and make him she sees his red flags right in front, but she overlooks it because she feels emotionally
Because she got
attached
the
due to
dick.
the sex. So she's willing to stay. And I'm not saying you, and that I don't know the full details of your relationship with that guy, but I'm saying like you was willing to stay with him for 3 years and overlook everything else.
Were
And
you
you
willing?
said it
Yeah, I
yourself.
was.
It was
It
because
was more or less
you
that. My
said
biggest thing was,
it
yeah,
was
my
because
biggest
he
thing
was
was,
taking you down,
Were you willing to say
yeah, and then my
someone
biggest thing
that
was
right?
treated
that
you
no,
right,
my yeah, my
So
and
biggest
it
that's all.
wasn't
thing
for
was
That,
my
three
Hold on,
that's
years?
all I'm
guys,
saying.
guys,
Like,
you know
guys,
that's
you feel
guys,
me?
hold on.
absolutely right.
Let her
That's
respond. Let her
absolutely right.
respond. Let her respond. Let
Yeah,
her
that's
respond.
I'm
absolutely
trying to
right.
get a
That's
piece in, but
absolutely
I'll
right.
let her
Like I
talk and
said,
I'll say
it
my
was more
piece.
than listen. It was more than just like I'm saying. For me, you don't know what a priority is for me. You know what I'm saying? I could say some people could feel like, oh, he was doing everything for you, girl. That might not be enough for me. So that's why I say when I say making me a priority. So yeah, he was, but it was more to the relationship. I wouldn't say with somebody 3 years and just for dick. You know what I'm saying? It was more to it, but at the end of it, I felt like what made me end it and see everything clearly was I felt like I wasn't a priority. Other females might have felt like he was making them a priority, but for me, I felt like he wasn't making me a priority. So it was more to it. It wasn't just dick for 3 years. You got to be crazy. There's there's more. There's a lot of dick out here, and I can get dick. It's not that serious. But at the end of the day, that's why my relationship ended because I didn't feel like he made me a priority. And then I got past of seeing like there was more. There was more red flags. There's certain stuff I don't deal with in men. You know what I'm saying? And then
So
once you start getting to a point in life, and I'm just to a point in my life, I'm about to be a certain age, and I just to a point
This
in life,
is
I'm just
everything
like,
we've been talking about.
we as male and
so
females,
so
do things. You know what I'm saying? And some people don't be grown. We could say we're grown women. Some females really don't be grown till they get to a certain point. Just like some men really don't be grown till you get to a certain point. You know what I'm saying? I don't care if I have 4 or 5 kids. I might not have been grown till I got to a certain point. Like this is not what I want to do with my life as a grown woman. And this is
Timmy, you
not the way I
chime
see
in
my
and then
life
you let me
going.
know when I could chime in.
so
Cool?
I just have a question. So would you say it was the experience that he gave you plus the good sex that made you overlook things that you wouldn't have put up with anybody else.
Okay.
Specifically gave you something, gave
I'm
you
not
some
gonna
type of
say
experience and dick that's different from other dick because you could say like, yeah, I could get dick anywhere, but
no. So I'm gonna just say like this.
there's
I'm not
there's
because I don't
there's
enter
guys who
my whole
attach
relationship
experience
out
with
there.
it.
No.
No, I'm not
We
saying that you
had
got
more of
to.
a bond. No, we had more of a bond. Like we could talk, we like vibe, and it was just like we could sit in the room because nowadays you could sit in the room with somebody and they both on their phone. That's why I said it's more to it. We could sit in the room and have a conversation. We'd be Netflix and chilling. We don't have to have. It's just a vibe. It was more to it. It's more we was vibing. It's hard to get a good
So it was an
vibe from
experience
good
along with it.
conversation. It was that's why I said it's more than what I just said was just throwing it all out there. But it was more than just the sex. That's why I said it was more than just the sex. I was
Okay.
able to vibe with this person. You know what I'm saying? It was more than just that. Like, of course, I'm not gonna be
Okay.
with somebody just for sex for 3 years. If that we could just been fuck buddies for 3 goddamn years. No, it's very hard to find somebody that you could vibe with. You could just sit in a room, nobody's on their phones, y'all could just talk about anything. You know what I'm saying? That's very hard to come by. But then once you realize, okay, you need more than that.
Yo, hype, you stupid.
Yeah, sorry, I said, I read that too. Like, how you
Yeah, that's
stupid.
true too. That's true too. That's I was the wrong single because you hear that damn fire alarm in the background. I'm so used to it, I don't even hear it no more. It's cool.
Y'all let me know when I could talk.
Be like that.
That's
But
Go ahead.
go
go
ahead,
ahead.
bro.
That was my question. I just want to point out that it could sometimes
It was more.
a woman would just accept. Oh, he has good dick, so I'm willing to accept that. And sometimes it's he gave me some type of experience that's different from every other experience that I had prior. Plus, he's good in bed, which is why I stayed with him and looked past the red flag. So that's all. That's all I wanted to say.
All I'm saying is that this
But
is
Go
go
ahead,
what
ahead,
we've
Lamont, because you
been
look
Lamont.
like
talking
you
about
struggling
for
up
a
there.
minute. That how women typically say they want one thing, but you always observe them with the exact opposite and stuff like that. So it's like she said that this nigga had the dick and she was with him for 3 years, and then she felt like after 3 years, if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, that she did not feel like a priority, so therefore called it quits. Is that what y'all heard?
Yeah, now I say that I should have. Yeah, now let me say that. That's exactly what I said. But the
Okay.
reason I said I shouldn't even put this relationship out there like that because it's more than that. It's because, like I said, this is why I get representative because certain shit happen where basically now after 3 years I'm really finding out who this real person is. I'm no longer whatever the situation was. That's how I know I'm priority. You know what I'm saying? because I realized I was no longer. I should have been after a year or something. After 6 months, you should know you shouldn't even be talking to a person's representative anymore. But certain stuff transpired
At
where
what
I
point?
realized I've been being lied to.
At what point?
At shit, at almost like about like 2 years in, something has transpired where I
Two,
realized
two
that I've been
years?
lied to because 2 years in, yeah.
Damn, man.
Because
Listen,
that's because of the roles that he plays.
listen, Tia,
People
Tia,
live double
See,
lives though. That's the role
listen,
he plays.
Tia. We never really know our partners. I mean, representatives are always present, and whether it's a month, whether it's 5 months, whether it's a year, whether it's 2 years, some people are just good at at staying in their
No,
shell.
no, no,
You know
no,
what I
no, no,
mean?
no, no. You're skipping
And
a fact because she
mm-mm.
said that
until
she
it's
did not.
exposed, until it's exposed.
So was there a
I
point?
listen,
Was there a point he made you feel like a priority, then stopped?
yeah, there was a point that I did feel like a priority, but then when you find out the real life of somebody's real life, then you realize you're not a priority. I couldn't have been a priority because if I don't even know this whole side of you, then how do I know your life? I'm not a priority if you're hiding this whole shit from me.
So
That's why I
can
said
I ask you?
it's more to it. It's more to it than just saying I'm just that me. That's just me saying that's why to me that's why my relationship ended. But it's more to it.
So
It's more.
can
It's
I ask you a
way more to
question?
it. Go ahead. Damn, I don't got a strong
So
stand. I don't be on this live shit.
you know what I mean? So he
Thank
didn't
you.
make you a priority, right? Was it? You know, I don't want you to go into. I don't want. I really don't want to know the details. I really don't want to put your business out there. But was it? Do you feel like it was like he was chasing something? Like let's say like he had a goal and he decided to put that goal. Like he decided to go full throttle. I don't want to be distracted with women and all that, and he kind of stopped like hitting you up like that because he was focused on the goal, or was it like you feel like there might have been someone who might have came in who he might have felt interested in, and then he started fucking with them. Like,
It's not
how
even.
do you feel? Like, how do you
That's more or
feel?
less. That's more or less saying that somebody. I would feel like somebody was cheating. No, when I'm saying like that is, you know how when you first talk to somebody, the first question is, oh, what do you want in a woman, or what do you want in a man? This is why going forward, I would never tell a person what I want. If you're what I want, I'll that you'll know. Because what happens is when you tell somebody this is what you want, this is what you don't want, this is what you like, this is what you don't like, people then go off of that. And that's basically what it was. When I say I don't like this, I don't deal with this, and this, that person did this, and this for as long as they, like I said, their real life came about. And then I seen what it really was because you can no longer hide or lie about what it is. If I say like for instance, if you don't like girls who be on Instagram showing their body off all the time, and a girl wants to talk to you, she just go on Instagram, delete all her profile pics because she knows that's not what you like. You know what I'm saying? That's being front because that's not who she is, right? Basically a situation I was in. And yeah, it took a little while for me to figure that shit out because people lied. And then a life-changing situation happened. We couldn't put on that lie no more. And then I started to see, and I was like, that's why I was like, damn, I'm not even a priority to this motherfucker.
The truth is,
And
Okay.
that's why
the
it
truth
ended.
is, when a
I,
female is dick dumb, they'll lie to themselves because they
No,
know
it's no lie.
from the
No,
jump
no, no,
and
no.
they seen signs and no thing and they'll lie to themselves. And it's real shit. Like a
No,
chick is
I
a
agree
dick
lot
with
of
dumb
that.
too.
females.
Lie to
I'm not
herself
gonna
I
about a
lie.
agree with
nigga
that.
for as long as she can until she
No,
can't no
I
more.
agree with that.
I'm
No,
I'm
I
not,
agree
I'm
with
not
that.
gonna lie. I see that.
No,
I
I
see
agree
that
with
a
that
lot with
100%.
dick
I
lie.
agree with that 100%. No, listen,
That's a good
I agree
point.
with that 100%. I agree with that 100%. But when somebody lies about who they are, I can't say that that's who you are. I don't know you. But if you show me this for a year and a half, 2 years, to me, I'm gonna believe this is who you are. Until, like I said, life changing event happens where you can no longer put on this persona about who you are. Then the real
So
what they say, what happens in the dark comes to the light. There's
always.
people who lie about their life for years and goes on for years and lying to people for years, and you don't find out until something dramatic happens. And that's what it was. Something tragic happened where you couldn't lie no more about your life.
But
And that's when I realized, yeah, there was other. That's when I realized, like, damn, I'm not a priority to this guy.
so,
Okay.
were you
I,
with somebody that made you a priority?
I was in relationships with people made me priorities.
Did you last 3 years with them?
I was in long term relationships, but that was my shortest relationship.
That was what?
That was
that was
my
for
shortest
sure.
relationship.
What was your shortest?
Okay.
3 year?
Yeah.
That
And
was
it
your,
wasn't even 3 years. I say 3 years. I rounded up.
oh, okay. So almost 3 years. That was your shortest relationship.
Almost.
Hmm.
Okay.
And so in
All
your
right.
longest relationship, you lasted longer. Sex wasn't a
because
factor.
she
It was
was
about other stuff.
Yeah, it was about other stuff.
Yeah. So
Sex wasn't
okay.
a factor in
So
that in
because
those relationships.
and
But
I asked her that
everybody's different.
Mhm.
and I asked her that question because when she said that she felt like she wasn't a priority. I know for a fact that I am a person who has been that guy, but not because not so much of I'm dealing with. It may be that I'm dealing with with other women, but for the most part, I've been so like career focused and trying to get myself right
This game is
that
crazy.
at times
I
I'm
respect
trying to
that.
I'm trying to laser focus on this career or finishing school and this and that, and I kind of almost forget that I'm talking to somebody.
But I
And
respect that
I'm not
though.
gonna lie, I have been, but God honest truth, I can, you know what I mean, and I'm an open book. I'll let you know that women have left me because they're like, yo, like I don't hear from you in 3 days. And it's just like, yo, I'm sorry. Like, you know, I worked three doubles in a row and I couldn't, you know what I mean? Like I couldn't juggle talking to you and trying to maintain this goal that I'm trying to achieve. So that's why like I feel what you were saying, like when you were saying about a guy didn't make you his priority.
But I understand that too, like because then you have to find somebody who's also on that time too. I agree with you because there are a lot of females who need a lot of time. But then again, if a man is trying to get on his grind, you can't expect time. It's one or the other thing.
Yeah,
But
we
I
are
agree with
watching the
that.
game. It's
But
a close game.
but
No,
I
go ahead.
agree
Keep
with that.
talking.
But y'all can go ahead. No, y'all can go ahead and
All right.
let somebody else join because I'm finna smoke.
You figure smoke? All right.
All right. Now, yeah,
I'm gonna let I'm
she
gonna let
needs a
somebody else
blunt
join in, but I
after
appreciate
this
you,
session.
Taylor.
I hear you.
I really do. But I'm
She
gonna let
needs a
somebody else
blunt
join.
after this live.
All right.
Thanks for coming on.
I don't think she was coming.
See,
I
I
hope she didn't
appreciate
think I was
that.
coming down on her. She's cool people. Like I was trying not to laugh, but but I was just trying to say my piece in it because she switched up her shit after I questioned her. That's a little bit, but I'll let that
yo,
go.
I,
am I still stuck to you guys, or you guys
No, you here?
yeah, no, yeah. You look like you froze for a minute, but it looked like you might have been watching the game, like like you froze yourself looking at
nah
the game.
nah I literally because my feed was frozen, so sometimes I pulled the screen up so that when I pull it back down, like the feed starts playing. So
Now they're
Yeah,
saying you good.
all right.
yeah, no, you good money, yo, and yo,
Any,
ladies,
any other females
come
want to?
on,
I sent her.
Any other?
come on,
It's like
agree, disagree,
no, they're
come
coming in.
on,
It just takes a minute. There's like a long
you
list
know
of
what I
people
mean?
that requested.
Yeah, game over.
Or Denver.
Nah, Golden State, brother.
You
I
called it.
told you, didn't I just say?
You called
You
it.
guys said, "Oh, Denver's up," and I said, "Not for long." Steph Curry is on a fucking mission. Shout
Who-
out to Golden State. They're gonna take it the whole way.
Who's yo? Be careful, Timmy. Be careful. Careful. Careful.
Mhm.
Who's gonna stop them? Not the Suns.
I'm trying. My shit's like frozen real quick. Can you guys see me? It's just like frozen.
I could see
Yeah.
you. I can.
No,
Oh
we can.
shit! My phone tipping sideways. All right.
Who?
So
What lady
I
you gonna
huh?
involve? What lady you gonna involve?
I'm trying to get them in. It's just it's acting mad slow.
Okay.
Hey, hi. You should be a Golden State Warriors fan more than anybody. You out there on the West Coast. You can't be a
True.
Lakers fan. You feel me? But but yeah, I feel like I feel like um women like some maybe I'm wrong, but the two ladies who got on right. Um, I'm not gonna lie. The first one I was confused as fuck.
Yo, wait, can we go?
Love
Yo,
y'all.
she came in
I
ready. Nigga
love
guns
y'all.
blazing.
Yo,
But goddamn.
yo, I thought she was gonna shoot them bow and arrows at you, bro, from Jump Street, because she was like, yo, you've been
She was
running
in
your
front
mouth.
like this, like.
Yeah, but this is the thing though. So that's why I wanted her to pick. I wanted her to say three
You gotta turn
things,
the
and she
light
said I
on.
said a lot. Okay, cool. I said a lot. I wanted her to pick three things so that
She,
I can rebuttal,
bro,
Wait,
and she
who
couldn't
she came
because
in.
she was like all over the place
She
and
wanted her 2
emotionally,
seconds of
like
fame.
her
It had nothing.
emotions were
She
like
wasn't even
all
mad
over
at
the
you.
place about something that I said half an hour ago or something I said an hour or 2 hours ago. She's still emotionally attached to whatever I said, and she couldn't really
Yo, whoever,
grasp.
you gotta pay your light bill. You gotta turn the light off.
That's a one thing.
No, the light's off. It's nighttime. Okay.
Yeah,
who
I
is
try to say,
well,
yo, listen, we all looking crazy out here. Come
who
on,
is
we
that?
all looking crazy out here.
talking to darkness.
Who is
Oof. Darkness.
Who is
Let there
that?
be light. Let there be light.
Yeah, let
who
there
is
be
that?
light.
Darkness,
It's me.
darkness, niggas.
Hello.
Oh, there.
Is that?
Hey,
So I'm gonna come from a more softer, emotional side of
Oh,
women.
Lord of mercy! I need some beer.
let's go.
Okay, so it did sound like the second girl, I do apologize, came from a lot of anger. So
Wait, the first one or the second one?
second, the one that just got off.
The first one was definitely
Nah.
All right, both of them. All
both
right,
of them
both
killed.
of them came from a lot of
I
anger.
think
I'm not an
killed.
I
angry
agree.
person.
I
I'm
agree.
not a confrontational person.
Okay.
I like to hear both sides, and I like people who also like to hear both sides. I myself have been single for 8 years.
8 years or a
Due
year?
to whatever, eight.
8.
Eight,
Um,
6, 7, 8. Eight.
and I have a question for you three. Now, this comes from the beginning of the conversation when we were talking about the one, when you know that one female. Have either one of you three felt like you found them?
Yeah, and
We had this discussion last week or the week before.
I
Yeah,
didn't watch
Yeah,
them. This is my
yeah,
first
we
time.
did. Yeah.
been there, done
Go
that.
ahead, fellas. I talk too much.
I got banned.
Okay.
All right,
I can't.
all of us been there.
Um,
Everybody been there, done that. But I mean, shit happens.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But like, my question also is, we're all single here, so have we really found the one at this point?
no.
No.
I think I see the concept that someone like the
The
one.
I'm
hype
listening.
is
I'm not
killing
going to
you,
cut
bro.
anybody off. I
I
want to
see
hear.
what hype says. We find it.
Hype is killing you.
Never that hype. Never. We're not back in ultra days hype.
Mhm.
I think people are too emotionally attached to this.
All right. I don't want to talk about emotions. I just want to see.
Yeah, but that goes along with people are emotionally attached to this image of what the perfect one is, as if there's someone who meets their every criteria. I think a majority of it, like the one, is really somebody who who we feel like we have this long ass checklist, and we feel like this person hits a majority or the most important values of that checklist to us, where we feel like we can deal with their shit and they can deal with my, and that person can deal with my shit. We can't say the one as if we had someone in our life where they hit every single checklist of what we consider the one. You know what I
But
mean?
so you have a checklist of what the one is what you're telling me.
Yes, but it would be idiotic to say to say that somebody matches it. And let's say someone comes along and they seem to hit every single criteria of my list or whatever. I'm not gonna lie, I'll probably red flag it
See,
because I feel
So,
like
I
that
mean, nobody's
person.
I have a
perfect. And I
checklist
feel
of what it
like
That
ain't.
means you're
at some
perfect.
point,
I have a checklist of what it
what I'm
ain't and what
saying
it
though
isn't.
is like, I feel like if I'm going to find the one, it's going to be somebody that I didn't even expect, that I didn't know I needed. I didn't know that I wanted or whatever. That's how I feel about it. I don't know if that's coming from the emotional point, but I don't feel like you should have a checklist of who the one is.
I have a checklist of who it
You
ain't.
have to have some type of ground rules. You have to have some type of ground rules
I'm
about
not
what
saying
you
that there's
about.
no
You know what I mean?
ground
Like
rules,
what
but
you're looking for. You know what I mean?
of course there needs to be attraction. There needs to be things that obviously are deal breakers or whatever for someone, but I'm saying like for the one that we all obviously haven't found yet.
I mean, whoever you
So
deal with,
I do have to bring it back to the leadership too as well, because me being single for 8 years doesn't mean that the person I was with before that led me. I can't say that either, and I'm not saying that I'm not submissive. I just feel like for myself that I need to, if I'm gonna follow someone, they need to prove themselves to be a leader. I'm not just gonna follow someone just because I'm gonna follow them.
but to
I
you,
want them to show me.
what is a leader to you?
But what is
So
a leader to
all right.
me?
So let me ask
Someone
you this.
who's, you know what? To be honest, I wouldn't even know. I couldn't even tell you because I've never followed a man because no one's shown themselves long enough or shown themselves to prove themselves to me for me to even want to follow them, for them to be a leader to me. So I couldn't even tell you.
And I'm not gonna lie.
Wait,
A
wait, wait.
majority of like a majority of women of women don't know. Don't like you're not you're not alone. You'll be
Right.
surprised how many really don't know. Like they think they know, and then when it comes along, they're like, "Oh no, that's too much. I'm not willing. I'm willing to go back to that, like I was talking about earlier, that hamster wheel that I'm gonna just keep going on over and over and over again. That's comfortable instead of, you know what I mean, trying out this new thing, this new experience that this man could have brought me. And that also goes to, you know, parenting. And I'm not saying like our parents are bad or whatever, this and that, but it kind of got lost in translation. It got lost throughout the generations of what a leader is and what a man is. You know what I mean? And how a man should actually lead. Our fathers are not teaching our sons. Our fathers are not showing our daughters. And so we have generation upon generation upon generation of lost people. I don't know how far back, maybe the 60s, maybe the 50s was probably the last generation who might have had that father figure who might have taught their kids in some shape or form. That's why most of our grandparents are still together
It's
now
been ever since Section
after
8
40,
housing.
50 years.
It's been ever since Section 8
You know what I mean?
housing.
Like, but
Right.
yeah,
So
but
as a
that's like the
female
whole.
is what I'm saying is I'm not saying I want to follow someone. I would love to, but as I'm a strong, single parent, whatever you want to call it, whatever. But I want somebody that at some point, if they're going to lead or like I said, walk hand in hand with me. Like I don't look for a leader. I look for someone who's going to be my companion, who's going to walk with me. Like
partnership.
Exactly. I don't feel as though I need a leader. I'm not saying I want to lead somebody. I want someone to walk with me and we can learn together. And as Lishay said, grow together. I don't believe again, I don't know. I haven't been shown anything different, but for that leadership aspect.
From what I've seen, that people that are in current relationship now that works, the only successful ones that I've seen, there's a leader. There has to be one.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Okay.
So,
okay.
And a lot of people say, well, I want to feel this way. I want to feel like I'm an equal. I want to feel like I have a companion. I want to feel like this, whatever. But then they struggle with that, especially when they're courting somebody, because a man's nature is not to dumb himself down. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of women get frustrated looking for something that a lot of men are not, and not all men, because men disagree on this comment. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like women always saying that I want this and I want that or whatever, then they struggle trying to find it because it's not instilled in men naturally. It's not. It's not who they are. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
not instilled in men.
It's a dead practice since the 50s.
The leadership is not instilled in men. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm saying to not be a leader. So if
Hmm.
Okay,
you
that's
say,
fine.
To
Yep.
be submissive.
yeah, if you say
Right, which
that
is fine. But
this dude I'm dealing with is not a leader or whatever, why did you choose that guy or continue to be with that guy if you found him not being a leader?
well, that's why I have been single for so long, is I haven't found somebody who I would be, whatever you may think submissive is, or whoever I may want to follow. For one, and be 100% honest, have not found that person. So I'm just being real.
Hmm.
So that's where I'm coming from, just a different aspect, a different point of view. And I know for men, sex isn't emotional. I know it is more for women. So it is easier for a woman to fall for a man with sex than it is for a man to fall for a woman with sex. But I'll fall for somebody who will sit there and listen to me and have a conversation with me. Like, that's who I'll be like, oh, well, someone that I'm going to have sex with. Again, that's just my point of view. I just felt like we needed a different point of view for the women.
Can I actually, if a man does all that, right? He makes you laugh. He listens. He makes you feel. You know what I mean? Like he's worth. Like you feel like he's worthy of being followed or whatever. But the sex is bad. Would you still maintain that relationship with him?
Honestly, I couldn't even give you an answer for that because that's never happened. I don't want to lie and sit there and be like, yeah, I'd stay, because I don't know. I could say I'd stay, but I'm not in that situation just to be like, oh yeah, absolutely, I'm staying. Or no, I'm out, and then I love this person and I don't want to leave them. I can't say that. I've never been in that situation. But I can't answer that question. I do apologize. Somebody else might be able to answer that, but I would want to be 100% honest with you.
That's real. No, that's real. I can respect that.
Someone said, what's wrong with being equally yoked?
I'm sorry?
What? What the
Someone
fuck is a
asked,
yoke?
what's wrong with being equally yoked?
Yoked?
Yeah,
What the fuck is a yoke?
it's from the
I
Bible.
don't know what that means.
It's from the Bible.
Okay, that's why I don't know it. Okay.
I wouldn't know
So,
what yoked means.
but to whoever who said that, but
Like in an egg?
What
Like,
the fuck?
they don't understand the term by equally yoked. Equally yoked has nothing to do with. It's from the Bible. Dimple, see, I'm calling your IG name. It's from the Bible, and yoke does not mean equal status or whatever. Equally yoked means of the same set of beliefs. That means that you, as a wife, believes in what your husband chooses. So his denomination, you must follow your husband's denomination, and that's how you become equally yoked. That's what the whole meaning of equally yoked is: choosing what your husband basically instills or whatever.
Equals again.
That
I
equally
got
yoked, that means you're one by following his path. It's not.
I catch that. Okay. All
Yeah.
right.
So if you look up the definition of equally yoked, that's what's going to come up.
Absolutely. Okay. No, that's cool. I respect that.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
no,
I
I
was
learned
answering
something.
somebody in the
Learned something
comments.
new today.
But all right, so I'm gonna ask something, right, for everybody in the chat and whoever wants to join. But what is the whole purpose of dealing with somebody? What is your intention when you deal with somebody? Truthfully,
That's equally different for each person, man or
Yeah.
female.
how differently? Okay, no. When you date,
So
what's your
no, I'm
purpose of
saying for myself, it could be a relationship, for marriage, for this or for that. But for Jeppy or for yourself, you could be like, nah, I'm not doing this. This is not for me. I don't want to be married. I just want to go. I want to have sex. I want to go home, go to bed, wake up, go to work, and have someone come over and have sex. Like, people all have
But
this
then why
whole
date?
different intentions as to why people want to talk to other
For,
men or women.
so for those people that say that they just want sex and they just want whatever, then why date?
I don't know. I don't know that question. That's not me. Ask somebody
So
who just wants.
again, I'm asking Jeffy, chime in, people in the chat, chime in. What is the purpose of dating?
We got you next, Money Train. We're gonna get Money
I'll
Train
let
afterwards.
somebody else answer
No,
because
no,
I'm gonna hop
no,
off.
no,
I'm
it's all
sure a
good.
lot of people
You can
wanna.
stay. You can stay. You know, I don't want to seem like I was kicking you off, but I just want
No,
to.
no, not at all. But I'm
I
sure a
mean,
whole bunch of other females are gonna want something else to
Nah,
say,
it's
and I'll
my
give them
boy.
a
It's my
chance.
boy. Hold on.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
All right. Where is he?
I didn't want to. I didn't want to seem like I was, kicking her off. I think she was. I like her and
Nah,
and
she was
Tia.
spitting facts.
Her and Tia seemed very
So,
very
Niche made
chill.
a point. Some intentions are not made clear. It's
yo,
very true.
hype is coming for me now. First of all, back in the day, Nate was the hoe, not me. So he wants to come for
I've been
people out here
waiting
all
for
day.
this.
I can contend to that.
I've been
Facts.
waiting
I
for this.
What up,
oh
Phil?
shit.
Yo, how's
Talk
everybody
your
doing
shit, son.
tonight, bro?
What's
I
good?
hope everybody's having a great night because listen, I've been listening to you guys all night and you's had me like a crackhead on a corner like this, cuz. Alright?
Yo, Angel, where you been, huh?
I've been I've been in a relationship for 10 years and 8 months. All right.
Ooh.
In love.
God
In
bless.
love. In love. Love to the T, bro. Love my girl, everything. And you know what she did? She turned around and cheated on me with one of my best friends. All
Oh
right.
shit.
So you're not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, you're gonna go and fuck this nigga and it determined. Nah, my nigga. If you fucking a nigga, you're fucking a nigga for either you're just trying to get your pussy wet or you're trying to be in love with the nigga. All right? Like that.
No, no in
Sheesh.
between.
No in between, my nigga. So if you're gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, nah, my nigga, there's no in between. Lamar, you already know how I am, cuz.
I know.
You know how I am, cuz. You know how you other guys doing, you know what I'm saying? My name's Angel, you know what I'm saying? How you doing?
What's up, Andrew?
All jokes aside, bro, you're not gonna sit here and be like, oh, yeah, a girl she's either gonna go and fuck the nigga just to have a little let off. Nah, my nigga, if you're gonna have a little let off, how you gonna let your shit off? How you know the nigga's not gonna fall in love with you? You're throwing yourself out there. Fuck.
Nah, it's facts though.
I'm a firm believer that we talk about how men we say that men can fuck different women and not and be emotionally attached. I believe there are a lot of women out there who fuck different, like they jump from dick to dick,
Dick
but
to dick.
there's I'm talking about, I'm not saying all women, I'm saying that the ones who say that they have, like, they got dick here, they got dick there, they're going to fall for one of those dicks. And
Exactly.
they're gonna put that dick above all the rest.
All the rest. And that
She's
might
gonna
be
be
the dick
emotionally
that's not it.
attached to one of those dicks. Because she's gonna have, again, emotion. I said it at the beginning. Women are emotional. So one of them are gonna give her, that experience plus the dick, and she's gonna be like, "Oh, I know I got these other guys, but I'm sort of feeling him a little bit more. Let me try to push a little bit more to try to see if he wants to be in a relationship."
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's where, like, things can get crazy, because now she went from, oh, I can fuck this guy, I can fuck that guy, to this one I'm kind of feeling more than the others. So I'm gonna try to push more. I'm gonna be laid up with him a little bit more. I'm gonna be answering his phone calls, or I'm gonna be checking in on him more than the others, because she may not be able to handle all of the dick thrown her way. Like
Now,
she may attach just one dick that makes her feel a
how
certain way.
about if that one dick, right, is the nigga that's sitting here hoeing on her? The one dick that she's sitting here like, oh yeah, that's my baby. Like, I love that nigga. That's the one that's hoeing.
Yeah, but
I let me talk to my man real quick, because I can feel his pain, because
Yeah, he seemed like he been through some shit, bro.
Nigga, I've been through a lot, bro. I've been 2 baby moms and they both cheated on me with niggas.
Listen, bro.
And I'm one of the most loyalist niggas out here, bro. I don't look for this one, that one is or you know what I'm saying, bro. But let me tell you something. I've been watching you niggas on live for like the last hour, bro. And I've been fiending to get on this conversation, but I was just around niggas. No bullshit. What that girl was saying just now is trash. What she was just
Which
saying is
one?
trash. And I'm saying it because she's not gonna sit here and be like, oh yeah, a bitch could be like this is that, but niggas ain't emotionally attached. We get emotionally attached when we fuck a bitch if we feeling her.
If you're feeling her,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
Yeah, men may feel
We,
like
we, we got
men
emotion.
definitely could get attached to
You know,
women.
but we have
Definitely,
emotion. Do you have emotions?
I think so.
I hate
Nah,
the
that's not you think
con-
so, bro. It's
nah,
either a yes or
I don't
no.
know.
I'll be honest.
I would say
I hate the
I'll keep it
I
a
hate
buck.
the connotation that dudes don't
Yo, Lamar, do you got
feel,
emotions?
that dudes don't feel
Truth
and dudes
is, I
don't all
used
that. I
to.
don't believe that. I don't believe that. You know why I don't believe that shit? Because
No
any
feelings.
man in this chat who could tell me like ain't never had 1 ounce of hurt from a chick is lying.
Thank you.
Fact.
Is lying. Is lying. And if you
Right
can
there.
In the past,
prove
though,
that
That's
shit
why
what
I
to
about
said
me,
the
I
present?
if
used
you
to
can
have
prove that to me,
emotion.
I will never say nothing again. But
Yeah,
every man in here has had a female fuck them up, even if they didn't let
of
nobody
course.
know about it. They've gotten hurt.
Yeah, it's
So
fact.
that's why I don't
Mhm.
be believing
But I
when
think
people say I don't get hurt. I don't be believing that. That's bullshit.
I
Exactly. Thank
but you
you.
don't
Amen
think
to
so.
that, bro. Amen to that,
So
brother. It's
Jeffrey, I have a
bullshit.
question. Right. So you don't think that a lot of men, based on them being hurt in the past, created a wall where now they don't get as hurt anymore because of that wall that they put up, and they feel
I,
like
No,
I'm
no.
never
You,
going to
no,
feel
hold
that
on. Let me
ever again?
let me
yeah,
hold on. I'm
yeah,
gonna
Because
yeah.
respond
in the
to that.
past
I'm gonna
I
respond.
was emotional.
Here's what I believe.
Now I'm just
Here's what
like,
I believe. Here's what I believe. At the end of the day, and I could tell this brother's a good brother because being with a girl for 10 years,
I
bro,
like,
being loyal and getting treated that way, that shit will turn a nigga bad.
Hold
That shit
up.
would
Exactly.
it would turn
Amen to
a nigga bad.
that.
Someone said
Amen
don't
to
say
that.
that, but then get mad about women only make decisions on emotions. That's the whole point. I don't understand why people
Whoa,
are
whoa, whoa.
liking that or whatever. That's the whole point or
Wait,
whatever.
what was said?
He said don't get mad
I didn't
about
catch that.
that, but then say women only make decisions on emotions. That's the whole point.
Who said that? But who said that though? But who said
I
that?
never
Homegirl
said
that was
that.
just on.
Who said that?
Homegirl that was just on.
No. But
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. She did say that.
who says that people listen? Whether it's male or female, I'm
No, it's
saying
the
this for me.
female, the
I'm
girl
saying
that was just on. He said,
I'm saying this for me.
Mhm.
Whether it's male or female, truth be told, both people make decisions on emotions. And if you can sit here and say that you don't, you're a fucking liar. Because everybody here has made an emotional decision. Period. My last relationship was an emotional decision, and I had to deal with the consequences of that emotional decision. You know what I mean? And L, you know what I'm talking about
I
because
know what
you've
you're talking
seen me
about.
through it. So, so the
But
whole,
will you go through that again? To what Timmy was saying, will you go through that again?
would I go through what?
What you
whatever you went through.
Well, here's the thing. I think when you get burned,
you
male
you
or female,
can't choose it.
you start thinking differently. And what to Timmy's point, where he said, when you have that wall built up, and people are literally coming to you, and you start acting differently. I think that we do take different stances, because, for example, you know how Jay-Z says, once a good girl's gone, she's gone forever. Well, guess what? It takes that one dude who ruined everything,
No
ruined
cap.
everything. Like
No
she
cap.
was head over heels, was ready to beat that man's everything, and she got fucked over. Guess what? She may never be that same chick ever again to anyone.
Yeah, but you also have to
I
speak
think a
for
man
the
can bring her
niggas
back.
Jeb. Not saying that's not true
because
whatsoever,
Huh?
but that
if
chick will
a
fall in love
nigga
again.
went through
A
that,
man with enough game. I think a man
if
with enough game
if
can definitely
a
bring her back.
nigga went through that,
He ain't
I
going
can't
forever.
hear all three. All three. I can't hear all three.
nigga said in the same way.
Maybe, but men are less likely to express that. They're more likely to be like, "Yo, fuck that, man. I don't care about that shit," and then they go home and cry in the car.
Exactly.
But I'm
Nah,
saying,
nah, I could
man.
never.
So
I like
I could
yo
never.
L. I
That's the
like him.
that's
I
the
like him, L. I like him.
yo, Angel, you're not gonna like me because I'm gonna keep it a buck. I disagree with what
Go
he's
ahead.
saying because once a man gets to the stage where usually after he gets hurt by a chick, right, as opposed to females getting hurt by a man, because once a good girl's gone forever. I don't care who
I don't
how
believe
tough
that.
that girl is. There's a nigga out there that'll break down her wall. But vice versa,
I'm not saying that's. I'm not saying that's not true,
Yeah,
L. I'm not saying that's not
Okay,
true.
but
But what
switch
I'm
it
I
saying
around.
is
think
the
it's
good
more
girl that she
likely.
once was,
Switch
the
it
good
around.
girl that she once was, L, the good girl that she once was, guess what? As much if she was 100% a good chick, she's 99.5. She's 99.0 because guess what? That point 0.5 or that point
Deppy, niggas
10,
don't care, bro.
yeah, but that's you. I'm talking about
That's
her.
you.
I'm
That's
talking about her.
you, cuz.
I'm talking about her
Okay,
because
but
I'll,
what?
I'll
She's
take a
always gonna in the back of her mind,
99.5.
L, in the back of her mind, she's always gonna be like, yo, I wonder if that nigga will do me like the other nigga did me. And that's always gonna be in the back of her head. And there's nothing you or any other nigga can do about it.
The only
I
way
don't
you
know.
can prove her
I
nah,
wrong,
don't know.
the
I
nah,
don't
nah.
only
know.
way
I can't
you can
rock with you
prove
There's
there.
that,
guys
hold
out
on,
there
listen, guys,
who
listen.
change who
I
The
can't rock
only
with you there,
way
bro.
you can prove that wrong is if you do 1000% better than the nigga that did her wrong. And if you're doing more than that and she still does you wrong, the bitch is trash.
Yo,
I
yo,
think
yo,
I think
L, just to prove my point, ladies, in the chat, am I
Of course they're
wrong with
gonna
what I
agree
said?
with you,
Am I
but we
wrong?
don't agree with
of
them.
course they're gonna agree.
That
Of course
come
they're gonna
on,
agree.
yeah, don't
But
do that. Don't do
I'm
it like that.
saying
No, I'm just
I'm
asking
saying
We
because
disagree
it's
with
a
them on
female
this
perspective.
completely because, and I'll tell you the reason why. A female get hurt by a man at one time, so therefore she'll never trust a man as much as she trusted that man that did her wrong.
100%.
That's what I'm saying.
No,
That's
no.
100%.
she
I'm
will.
saying though, is that she is punishing herself from moving forward and stuff like that or whatever, but and shitting on good men that come along later.
Yes, sir.
Eventually, is a part of growth, and growth is a decision to make. If you're gonna stay stuck on what some nigga did to you when you was a youngin and you didn't know better or whatever like that, and if you ain't grow from that thing, you're not ready for nothing else. That's on you and your self
I
responsibility.
I I agree with that
I
wholeheartedly.
believe
But here's the flip side. Here's the flip side, L. What about niggas that do that to chicks?
What you mean?
What about a nigga who done got played by a chick and then treat
It's
every
not
other
the
chick?
same, bro. And I'll tell you why. I tell you why.
Why not?
It's nowhere near the same because all right, myself, he could be very bitter
A
as fuck
chick is
because how I've
letting
been done
a chick
wrong.
is letting a nigga inside of her body while
Myself,
we're just putting our dicks in somebody's body. So how is it not the same? A chick is supposed to have more self-respect for herself.
yeah, definitely.
but this is what I'm saying. I'm saying she can fuck somebody like let's say let's say um Drake, right? She'll fuck someone like Drake. Drake fucks her over completely. I mean, I'm not saying Drake as in the artist. I'm just saying
Well,
someone who's smooth, whatever, light skin, whatever.
Yeah.
So he fucked her over. Here
Mhm.
comes someone like I don't know, another fuck boy, Future, right? He may not ease into it like, oh, I'm gonna treat her like this way. He may see how she was in a past relationship. Oh, that this I'm gonna treat her the exact opposite and take her guard down. And so she's thinking in her head like, yo, this guy is totally different from that last guy. So she's gonna bring her walls down, and then before she knows it, she's getting fucked over again. Know what I mean? So when Jay Z said when a good girl's gone, she's going bad, she's gone forever. That's not always the case because a girl can get fucked over and over and over again. It's just the guy,
but for the right
like
nigga,
guys are just giving her a different experience that she feels is worth her lowering her walls. And
100%.
but it's the same. But she's still gonna have the same experience of being fucked over.
But
She's willing to go
that's
through
the
that
female's
over and
problem.
over and
That's
over
the
but a
and over
man
and
female's
over
ain't.
again.
fault.
But a
At
man
that
isn't.
time, that's the female's fault. Because at
A
the end of
man
the
would
day,
think
just like Jay-Z said, when a good girl's gone, she's gone forever. Let me tell you something. Nah, she's not gone forever. She just hasn't met the right nigga. And when she meets the right nigga, she's gonna treat him
different. She's gonna treat him different, even if his
and that's
intention, whether his
whack.
intention is
Because
good or not.
not every nigga's the same. And that's the problem with females nowadays. Because they got fucked over by a nigga that thinks he's gonna be out here selling drugs and being a pimp daddy, pimp old nigga. No, bro. There's some good niggas out here that's gonna treat you right, like how your mom wants you to be treated. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like
It's
how your
real.
dad wants to see you married. You know what I'm saying? Oh,
What,
yo, let me walk down this altar with this perfect guy that I know he's the one
I'm
for
so
you.
what,
glad that he brought that up, L,
which,
because remember the first live? Remember the first live when we were talking? No, I think it might even be the last one when we were talking about how good dudes don't really get overshadowed in society. That's exactly what he's talking about.
yeah, but
I
for
can
what
tell.
Don't,
Listen,
reason?
bro.
It goes back to
We
when
don't.
E
I
was
can
on
tell.
here and
Yo,
she
my
split his
nigga,
dude
let
for
me
three
tell
I
you
can tell
years.
something.
Angel. I can tell
L
Angel's a
knows
good
me.
guy, and he probably gets over like he gets overlooked because he may show his hand a little early, and girls are just like, oh, you really feeling me, and it's mad early, so they're like, okay, I'm gonna play him. Know what I mean? So he'll go through the cycle, but eventually he's gonna. How old are you, Andrew?
I'm
How
about
old
to
are
be
you?
30.
You about to be 30? Okay,
All right,
so
so listen, my first kid's mom, I was young when I had a baby. I was 15. 15 years old when I had my first kid. All right.
So
My
she
first
didn't
kid
know
mom,
better. You didn't know better.
I, I, I thought she was my world. I thought that was gonna be my wife, everything. She cheated on me with the next door neighbor. All right. I dissed her. I dissed her. Didn't even bother with her. You know what I'm saying? Was there for my daughter, everything. I ended up being single for like 7 years. I ended up meeting the next shorty, which I was with for 10 and a half years, more than 10 and a half years. You know what I'm saying? Give her everything, bro. I took care of her own 4 kids. She had 4 kids when I met her. 4 kids. I met her when I was 18. She was 27. All right. And I stepped up and put it to the plate.
Bro,
Like, yo, I'm gonna be the man that you want and you desire, your family wants around, everything.
She
And I
robbed
still got shitted on.
she robbed the cradle, bro.
yeah, my nigga,
yeah,
Nah,
what would you tell
she
me if I
that's
told you
definitely
what
the
it,
did.
same
But
story?
at the end of the day,
that's what it sounds like.
no, she did 100%, 100%. But guess what? She made me the man who I am today, and realized that you know what? It don't matter if you could be a good woman and hot, or you're a family oriented person. All these chicks are the same, my nigga. All they want is a good dick in their life and somebody to make them feel like they're wanted.
I can't agree with that. I feel like
I feel like the majority, I wouldn't say all
I
chicks are the
feel like
same.
there's women who I feel like women are really willing to chase this dream of marriage and kids and gated house and all that to the point where they're willing to deceive themselves. There's also women who are trifling out there, and I do bring it back to us as men where we just have to make decisions logically, right? So I don't know you, Andrew, from a hole in the wall,
Now, facts.
but I would tell you that you probably made that decision to get with a girl who had 4 kids already, out of like
That was
probably
10 years older
from
than
you
you.
being hurt from that previous situation, and you
I
felt
didn't
like
know she had four
I'm
kids.
willing. You didn't know she had four
I
kids.
didn't know she had 4 kids until 3, 4 months later.
Bruh,
My boy,
You never been to a crib?
all I was doing when I first met her, I was fucking her at night and bouncing.
I, so wait, were you in a relationship?
When we first got together, no.
At what point were you?
Probably like 6 months down the line.
So after you
And
found
then
out.
she told niggas, 6 months down the line, right? She told me she had an older daughter. She said, "Yo, I got an older kid." So I was like, "Oh,
Yo, this
yo,
is about to
that's
come off
nothing, yo.
again.
You know, I got." I was like, "Yo, I got a daughter." You know what I'm
Hold
saying?
on, this is about to come off
That's
again.
straight. So then, as
We're
soon
gonna
as
come back one more
We're gonna
time.
come back to you, all right?
We're gonna come back. Hold on. We're gonna come right back one more time.
One more time. I hate this IG shit, man.
what
I'll be
happened?
back.
I can look at that roster, and you would say, "What a hell of a coaching job." Really, I mean, the Clipper team that we lost 3-1. Chris Paul didn't play in the first 2 games and was playing on one leg, and we didn't have home court. And then the last one, to me, is the one we blew. That's the one I said we blew that, and that was in the bubble. and anything can happen in the bubble. There's no home court. Game 7 would have been in LA, you know. But it just happens. So I would say with me, some of them is I got to do better always. I always take my own responsibility. And then some of it is circumstances happen. You know, this one, let's win it, and we don't have to talk about it.
So tomorrow night, Game 6 in Toronto, as Philly tries to put away the Raptors, or they go back to Philly for a Game 7. What? You have a quizzical look on you.
Yeah, I don't understand why you answered a question like that because he was defensive. No, but no, but listen. If you ask me what's gonna happen, you're gonna be talking about something that's not even happening 2 games away. I'm not talking about something. That's like, oh, let's talk about your kids that you're gonna have in 2032. Like, what am I talking about? 2 games away. You're 1 game away from going out, and 2 games away from actually. All that shit shows you.
Yo, my nigga L, how you doing, bro?
What's
Going
good,
the
Al?
other 2 get in.
Hold up, I gotta get Timmy in here too.
How you in here, man? How you doing, my boy?
Yeah, man. So yeah, go back to what you were saying though. But I didn't know what Timmy was
So
gonna say though. If I'm gonna tell you like this, if we was boys back then, right? I mean, we known each other for a minute, but not at that time. If me and you was boys back then, right? I would have never let that go down as your friend.
I know that.
You know what I'm saying?
But you know, I didn't have a friend like you when that went down.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like now that we know that, I'm trying to get Timmy.
My boy, even though I'm about to be 30, I was young when I went through all this shit. I never got to live a teenage life. I never got to go, oh, yo, you know what? Let me go hang with my boys. Let me go. Now, my nigga, I was too busy dealing with my daughter, dealing with stepkids, all of that. So what I'm saying is, you can't go off of that, bro. You can't go off of what they're saying. Because at the end of the day, a nigga's gonna love a bitch for how she is, my nigga. And if the bitch don't love the nigga the same, it's hard to really see it. It's hard to see it, bro, because chicks hide their feelings more than niggas. All right? A chick could be cheating on a nigga for 2 years. You wouldn't find out unless she slipped up.
That's because men aren't the detectives that women are. We don't go around snooping like they do.
Exactly, 100%.
I say this 1,000 times. I say men cheat more, but women cheat better.
No, men don't cheat more. Men get caught more. Men get caught more. The men don't
Which
cheat
means
more.
that they cheat more.
No, it does not.
I mean, they
men are not. No, it's just
okay.
that men are
I
not
see your
finding
logic.
out
I see your
what
logic.
men do.
Yeah. You're saying that they we get caught. That we get caught more. I
Men
truly
telling
believe that
themselves. Men telling
men
themselves.
like we.
Women cheat more. Men get caught more.
You think so?
Yeah.
Women cheat 100.
I feel like women are
100%
just
more.
Men get caught more.
they cheat less, but they just bet like they can go longer. Like they can go longer than guys because we just like you said we're not detectives. We're willing to look past bullshit that women seem to pick up on when we are
Yo, Angel, I'm gonna
when
get
we're
back to you
cheating.
because somebody asked to say something real quick. All right, Angel. I'm gonna get right back to you.
All
right.
Yeah, I just say women. I don't know. I just say women are better cheaters and they can cheat longer, but we just cheat more. I don't know.
I want to go back to the whole. I feel like I want to go back to the whole purpose of dating.
Who we
Nah,
got back?
y'all could go ahead now. I don't gotta say what I gotta say.
Turn your light on. What's
Come
up
on
with
now.
everybody in the darkness, yo?
It's past my bedtime. Y'all done took too long. I'm tired now.
Oh shit! Here we go.
Who's that?
Who's that?
That's
Ready
my.
for bed? Don't worry. I got clothes on, y'all. I swear.
Okay. I was about to be like, yo, don't. Hey, Lamar's banned from Facebook. Don't get him banned from IG too.
Is that
God
Dimples?
damn.
Nah, y'all go ahead. What'd you say?
Is that Dimples?
Yes.
It's me.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I was trying to.
That's simple. Okay.
All right. Somebody asked, Well, all right, we're going like from like 20 subjects. I wanted to talk about the whole purpose of dating and its intention. She, I,
Whatever.
but the whole purpose.
Thank you.
I want you in their shot. Hey, next show we're gonna have a bunch of people come up and they can shoot their shot.
I'm mad y'all didn't look. I had a whole lot to say. Now y'all done caught me when I'm ready to bed, ready for bed.
All right,
Now,
well,
what you got to say?
Not, I mean, yeah, speak and I'll say what I gotta say now.
So back to what Lamar was saying about the purpose of dating. What are your thoughts on that? Let's start there.
On the purpose of dating.
yeah.
The purpose of dating. We
My
talked about.
my whole thing on that is like I feel like the whole thing is just wrapped around communication. Is the everything just needs to be communication. If you specify exactly what you're trying to say, because I wasn't here for the
All right.
whole like
What I
first
mean, like
beginning
the
part.
purpose of dating, like if you get to know why are you even bothering to get involved with anybody today at our age now?
Why even bother to get involved
Why
with
are
anybody?
you?
How old are you?
What is your reason for getting involved with somebody today?
Me personally, I'm a relationship person, so I'd rather be with somebody and build something and go further. That's the goal for me,
So
but
your
not everybody looks at that.
my bad. I should say. So your goal for dating is to be in a relationship.
Yeah,
All right, marriage.
eventually, yeah.
Do you have children? Do you have children?
I have 4.
You wasn't the last dude. You're not the girl from the last dude, right? No.
No, no, I
Okay.
got 4 that I care about, and I'm honest
That
with
one.
What did
I
you.
want
I'm
to do the
wait,
back like yes.
wait, guys, hold on. I didn't hear her. What did you say, dear?
No, I said yeah, I have 4, but I said I take care of mine, and I'm honest with anybody and let them know that I got 4.
Oh wow, God
Okay.
bless. God bless.
That's what's up. I just want to make sure they, you know,
No, I'm not like the last girl you dealt with.
she ain't do like that. You
I'm
know, anything
honest.
like feel some type of
And
way.
that's never been
But
an issue with me for anybody because I take care of mine, so it's never been
yeah,
a
I don't
deal
know.
breaker.
I feel like it within the last couple of years, it almost became a thing where women that I talk to, where they be lying about like their kids, like even if it's not how many, then it's how old they are. Like
I
it's a
I
make or break
I
deal.
think
And I'm
that
just like, why? Why would
I
you
think
lie
that some
about that?
women do that. I think that some women, not myself, but I think that some women do that because they feel like a man, if a man won't be interested, so they feel like, all right, well, maybe I can make him interested first, and then tell him after the fact once he already caught feelings, then be honest with him and be like, oh, well, by the way, I got this amount of kids, blah 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 blah, but he already in too deep.
If
That's just
Yeah,
anything
that's what happened to my mans.
on you,
yeah,
if,
that's fucked up. That's not okay. That's
So
where
a couple episodes ago, Timmy was talking about how like a lot of people could save a lot of bullshit if they were just upfront with their intentions from the jump, right? And
hundred.
That should always be the ground.
yeah, I mean, Timmy said that
The ground to stand on. Always.
a couple episodes ago, saying that a lot of people are not being upfront with what they're aspiring for when they go on a date with somebody. I think a lot of guys just want to smash. A lot of guys are looking for a wife. A lot of women are same thing. They just looking for some guy to fuck with for the meantime for companionship, or they're like, I'm done being out here and I want to find a husband or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I feel like, but does those upfront intentions lead to disappointment?
That
um to a certain extent, but I feel like if you like if I met somebody like a month ago and he's like, oh, like we had a conversation. I asked him like, oh, like, do you got a situation? Like, are you single? That was the question. The answer was kinda. I got a little situation. I was like, cool. Well, that's not what I'm looking for, and that's it. Kept it pushing. That's not what I'm looking for, and I feel like that right there avoids all disappointment. If you just keep it 100 and from the jump and let somebody know exactly what you're looking for, you save the room for disappointment. Disappointment. Have I been in situations where I was disappointed? Hell yeah, because there's times as I'm human and I'm a female and we do act off emotion sometimes and we think that we could change somebody and all that, but that's not you. At some point you get older. Now we're most of us in here are older at an age where we're kind of like, all right, now you kind of know what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong.
Yeah.
You can kind of
Mhm.
I feel like a lot of people
I had,
will. No, go ahead, Tim. What was you gonna say to me?
oh, okay. I was gonna say I know somebody. I know. I have a friend. We went out to eat or whatever, and she met somebody who worked behind the counter or whatever. She was feeling him, whatever. He was like, "Yo, you're not with her." I'm like, "Nah, that's just my friend." You know what I mean? You want to spit at her, spit. You know what I mean? So they exchanged numbers. So he told her he when she asked him about, are you in a relationship? He's like, "Yeah, I'm with my girl. We have 3 kids, whatever." Da 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 da. He like told her straight out, and I was like, "Yo." I mean, he's in a relationship. He shouldn't. I don't know if he should be talking to you unless he is in an open relationship. But other than that, at least he's being honest with you. He's telling you that he's in a relationship. And I think that, it's up to you now. I was telling my friend, it's up to you now on whether you want to deal with that or not. So she pursued it for a little bit, but then she was just like, it got too much. It got too like I don't know if he's really feeling me or like he's talking about his baby mom or his girlfriend to me, and I just don't want that. So she ended up cutting them off. I mean, but
But
she made that decision.
that's how it should be. He left that open for her, and if everybody could just be honest, always, that's it. It would avoid so much disappointment in so many ways if everybody could just be honest on what they're looking for and not sit there and try to pretend they're looking for something else.
What
Just be
Mhm.
honest.
He,
what happens
he
is
said
a lot of,
that he's
a lot of
Muslim.
people
He said
don't
that
know
he's
what they're looking
Muslim or
for.
something like that. So he
Question
is like
is,
he practiced that.
people han-
Oh, son.
the question is, can people handle certain honesties as well?
No, because that
No,
guy got penalized for being truthful with you.
no, that's not penalized. That's just we got different views on things,
It's
and
not
that's just not
penalized.
what we do. So I feel
I'm
like
saying in
to
his
avoid,
eyes, all right, let's say
Good
he
night.
thought she was attractive, right? I'm like, damn, yo, like I'm kind of dealing with a situation, but I don't know what I want with her, but I want to see what the situation is. The right way that he should go about it is he should be ending whatever shit he's dealing with before he entertains something else, right? But at the
yeah.
same
That
time,
should be.
that's how it should be. But at the same time, a lot of females and a lot of dudes who will say, "Well, I don't know what I want," or "I don't know what it is because I didn't find out." So that's the whole point. You're not in a relationship. You're talking. So it goes back to the previous conversation. So if a guy
Hmm.
just says, "I have a situation," I'm just talking to somebody, but I'm not there. I'm not in a relationship with that person, but I'm kind of
So
curious what's going on over here.
So
So,
it's different. When you say talking, that's a whole different thing. When somebody says they're in a relationship with somebody, then nah, I'm just gonna keep pushing. But if you
oh,
say,
so
"Oh, I'm
so
talking
that dude was in a
to else,"
relationship.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay, that's different. That's different.
And that goes back to our conversation.
Like,
If he was just if he said he was talking to somebody, though, he said he's not in a relationship. He's just talking to different women. He's talking to if he says he's talking to different women, would you have pursued him?
why wouldn't I? If I'm talking to other dudes, as long as we have a mutual understanding, then obviously when you date, that's the whole thing. That's the whole purpose of dating is to get to know people and find out who sparks your interest, and then go from there. And then if there's somebody who sparks your interest, that's when you got to be open and let them know. What you over there shake your head about, Lamar? I,
Lamar, we can't hear you.
We can't hear you,
Can
homie.
you hear me? Oh, my bad. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yeah,
mhm.
we hear you.
I think my finger was on the mic. My bad. I said, let me know if you think I'm wrong or whatever your opinion is. But I feel like at a certain age, it's like, why are you bullshitting? You know what I mean? So if you're not trying to get towards a point in your mind, even before you meet somebody, male or female, when you do meet somebody, whatever, like it should be a match of intention. So it's like, why are you dealing like, why would you date somebody that you don't see a potential goal with? You know what I'm saying? And I feel like
Exactly.
listening to a homegirl before, and on and stuff, whatever, and dealing with somebody for 3 years because the dick was good and a whole bunch of other shit's going on. It's just like even before you get to find out how good the dick is or whatever situation is, it's like when you Steve Harvey even said it. He said like, and you talking about being upfront with intentions or whatever. It's like a lot of people are are too busy just trying to see where things going and basing off of how they make them feel instead of a directive goal. Go ahead.
Can I say something?
I know you want to say something
So
because you raised your hand like you're in third grade, but go ahead.
shut the hell up. Anyway, so now I was trying to be polite because you were talking. So, but I wanted before I lose my thought, um, to speak on that. I feel like some people are at a different place in their life. Because if you would have asked me 5 years ago, I probably would have been the type to just overlook a red flag or because I like somebody or do this or do that. But then now after the last relationship, I'm like, I learned so much from that one that I know what I'm not going to tolerate in the next relationship. And I know how to communicate more and be open more about exactly what it is that I want. Whereas 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I wouldn't have done that. But so it depends. I feel like it depends on where that person is in their life. So yeah, y'all might meet a lot of females who aren't upfront and say what they want right up front, but that's because they're just not at that place in their life yet.
Do you know females to be upfront?
Do I know female? Yeah, I know plenty of females. I'm upfront now, but I wasn't before.
Gotta respect that.
It took me lessons. I had to learn a lot of lessons before I could do that. Just like it took me a lot. Like I had to learn a lot of lessons to appreciate a good man because I couldn't appreciate a good man. I used to go for the fuck boys too, but then I had to be hurt. I had to deal with bullshit in order to be able to appreciate that.
I got a question, Dimples. Oh, go ahead. Go ahead, because you haven't said much.
There's a lot of women who won't acknowledge that. A lot of women will say, well, I just haven't had luck. Sometimes you need to go through stuff to realize what it is that exactly you need or where you're going with things.
100%. That's and I take full accountability for the things that I went through because I knew better, but I continue to think, oh, maybe I could change this person, or maybe, like maybe things will get better if I just stick it through. Nah, that's not it. If you don't got what I want right now, then you're not the one for me, and that's
it. Hallelujah.
So, Dimple, I got a question.
Mm-hmm.
Do you feel like women? Do you feel like it's almost like a stage in life for women where they have to go through that, like where they feel like they have to go through that stage of dating fuckboys that they know are fuckboys, and like do you feel like they're the women who overstep that, who like skip that stage and go straight to like the good men, or do you feel like that is absolutely necessary that that most women go through having to date fuckboys and deal with fuckboy tendencies for her to grow out of that for a better dating experience?
No. So I feel like that not all women go through that. Like I got friends who'd be like, girl, you stupid as hell. I can't believe you putting up with that shit. And I used to be like, damn, what do you mean? Like, nah. And then and they didn't go through that. But everybody's different. Everybody had a different upbringing. Like me, honestly, I hate to admit that too, but it took me now that 32, 33, forgot how old I was. It took me I stopped counting. It took me to realize that like even that even stems from like having like daddy issues. And I hate to bring that up, but like abandonment issues and daddy issues, like I was looking for love in the wrong people because I just didn't want to be alone. But that's not, so I was just accepting the bullshit because I didn't want to be alone. Whereas like I feel like women who had their father around who set a good example to be like, nah, this is how a man should treat you, probably made better choices when it comes to that and probably tolerated a lot less bullshit.
Okay. I was just wondering because, like, we see it a lot on Facebook and Instagram. A lot of women saying this nigga ain't shit, that nigga ain't shit. I fuck with this, blah, blah, blah. And they could be young, they could be like 21 to 21 to about 32, 33, but then all of a sudden you see that their next relationship seem to be longer. They seem to have more substance on their page that shows that they're building some type of relationship, 34, 35, 40s. And I noticed that, and then at the same time, like I was talking about this last week about the girl who um who I known since middle school or high school. She always been like a church girl, like
Mhm.
she dead ass up and down Jesus Christ girl, right?
Mhm.
So she got married, and I just realized last week that she's now no longer married, and she don't even talk about it like that no more. But even like her being a church girl and everything, meeting a guy in church or whatever, and marrying him, maybe I don't know what happened, but maybe something happened where maybe he wasn't faithful or whatever, and she's going through that, and she's a church girl. Like people wouldn't think like church girls wouldn't go through that because church girls would meet a guy in church, and a guy in church means that he's gonna be holy and he's gonna be faithful and he's gonna be this and that. But things happen where you know the wrong guy can also be at a church or at a mosque or wherever.
That goes into what Tia was saying about, I think that's her name. That's when she was saying about people can, like, there's people who might seem one person, like that man that she met at church could have seemed like the man of her dreams, but then he's um
Who's that?
and, not her son.
Okay, I was like,
No, so yeah, so like that man could have portrayed that he was like this god man, and then that's not really who he is. So that's another issue too that everybody runs into, men and women, who people just act like they're somebody else, and then eventually you get to know them, but it could be years down the line. So honestly, you can't. That's something you can't control.
yeah, that's one. You know what I mean? It was just interesting to me. Like you would have thought certain type of people or people who attach to certain ideology, you would think that they don't go through things that other people who are not attached to certain ideology go through. Like you would have never thought that she would have to go through a fuck boy at a church because she goes to church.
Doesn't matter
Like
what.
how, yeah, I mean, like it's just interesting how it's just everywhere. Like
It's
no matter
everywhere.
where.
I still think men cheat, but that
You
was
think
that was
what? You still
Bullshit.
think what? I
yeah,
didn't hear you.
but I
Mm-mm.
don't care. I have never
Yeah.
cheated in any relationship that I've ever been.
I can raise my hand and say I have never cheated.
I have never cheated either.
I have
So
never cheated on a woman.
I've
Black
never
men
cheated.
don't cheat, by the way.
But yeah, black men don't cheat. I could say,
That's all.
Black men don't cheat.
That's all that
I
ever
could say,
happened.
I
So,
could
Black
honestly
men
say
don't
I never
cheat,
cheated first.
huh?
and height don't cheat either. But
Whatever.
I can honestly say that. I ain't never cheat
What?
first.
Whatever.
I,
So basically, to sum all that up, cheat what
What?
you want first. Say what you want and mean what you say, and that's it.
Yeah, but there's
And,
also this saying,
and
right?
stand on it.
There's a saying that saying that women choose who they fuck, but men choose who they marry, right? It's a known saying. Or
I heard that.
and I feel like women wrestle with the fact that the majority of men are fucking. The majority of men are fucking until somebody proves themselves worthy to them. And what I mean by that, I'm saying like until they themselves in their mind deem that this person they're dealing with is worthy to them to be a representative of them. They're not settling for anything else. So they're living a single life. I'm just being honest. The majority of men, they're just living a single life until they get with somebody that makes them feel like, all right, it's time to settle down.
Hmm.
And I feel like women are more like, well, I'll deal with somebody because the dick is good, or I want, I expect this lifestyle, so therefore I'll deal with this guy, or whatever driven woman, I want this, that type of goal. So until somebody meets this standard or whatever, so it's like, what requirements are there of people when they're really dating out there in the dating scene? What is their requirement of a person in their eyes to take it a further step?
It's
I feel like it's different for everybody. It's different for everybody. Everyone own their own
All right.
opinion on what
I'm asking for your opinion.
for my opinion,
Yeah.
like what, yeah, are you asking like what is something that would like that I would be like, all right, like this is the man I want to be with?
Yeah. But people just do that based off our feelings and stuff. What are your requirements?
Gotta be honest. Gotta be working.
Okay.
Like gotta be loyal. Can't be just out here being a hoe in these streets. Nah.
Did you date
Like
somebody with no job that was a hole in these streets?
no, but I dated somebody that was a hoe in these streets. I don't know, but he had a job, but but no, no, I don't know. I mean, it really like they just gotta have those like the I feel like the main things that anybody should have in any relationship is just loyalty, honesty, know how to communicate. That's my biggest thing is communication. If you don't know how to communicate, it ain't gonna work.
What is that? That you don't know how to communicate?
A lot of women use that communication word.
That's a weaponized
A
tool
lot of
against
women
men.
use that.
What'd you say?
That's a weaponized tool. That's a weaponized tool
It's
against
not
men.
communication.
They're saying that,
You're
oh, you don't. Whenever women don't get their way, they say, well, you don't know how to communicate.
that's not the case because if you and you can ask any of my exes, they'll tell you that I am big on communication. I will sit you down and be like, you know what, let's talk about it, let's figure out how to fix it, and that's it. Like that, you or if I got an issue, I'm gonna ask a question and I'm gonna say what I got an issue with, and we're gonna talk about it. There's no like that's not, I don't know. I don't understand what you're trying to say because I feel like communication, that's one of the biggest things.
We talked
So
about
did he?
before that like there's some things that shouldn't have to be communicated. There should be just mutual understanding with certain things. It's just a matter of
Not reader either. So that's the thing. Sometimes like this I could be
if
dating
there's
somebody
respect.
and
There's things that shouldn't have to be communicated. I truly feel
as far as what? Give me an example.
like I shouldn't have to communicate to you that you shouldn't be sucking somebody's dick behind my back. Like I shouldn't have to communicate to you.
That's common
You know,
sense. I'm talking about like, real shit. I'm talking about real
what
shit.
shit?
That's
He
Give me
common
an
went.
sense.
example.
He went
What's
straight
really
for the throat.
Yeah. Yo.
what's really somebody else
Come
could
That
on,
say,
he
well,
top
you didn't
went
communicate
straight
that.
to the throat.
but why you fucking
God damn, man.
Wow.
I told sucking nobody's dick behind my back.
Oh man.
Why you fucking a bitch like that? That's your fault, and you got to take accountability because you're fucking with a bitch that you got to remind not to suck somebody's dick behind your back. So
Oh no,
that's on you.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying that men do certain things that shouldn't have to be communicated.
And you're
And
right.
if I
That
continue with that chick, then yeah, that's my fault.
is what?
If I continue with somebody that did that, then yeah, that would be my fault. But the fact that if that happens, I'm saying that's just one example. I'm just saying there's certain things that shouldn't have to be communicated. That's just an
No,
extreme example.
that's not what I'm talking about. I'm
So
talking there are issues in the relationship and people need to talk about something. So like say if you feel some type of way about something or something like that, then those are things that need to be communicated. Obviously, I'm not talking about things that are just
All right,
common
so give
sense.
an
That's
example.
I just did. Like, all right, so say if there's something that you doing in the relationship that I don't like you keep leaving your dirty socks around or something, I'm gonna speak to you. I'm not gonna act like a bitch and ignore you for the whole day. I'm gonna be like, yo, like you kind of keep leaving your dirty socks around, and I'm tired of cleaning it up. Like, it's not just I'm just shooting like anything, but I'm just saying like that. Yeah, you communication is key.
All right, but here's the
If you're,
thing.
I
All
think
right,
so. I
should
got a
you have to
question.
communicate that?
huh?
Should you have to communicate that?
You may have to.
Should
Sometimes
you?
again with something like that. All right, you got me.
All right,
But
thank you.
that's
Thank you.
not something that you shouldn't be leaving your shit around. But again, sometimes people, it depends. Sometimes people are different. That's not gonna make
Yeah,
me love you. That's not gonna make
people
me love you no
come
different.
from
No way.
different backgrounds.
Yo, clean up after. Can you clean up? That's it.
There's things
That's
that should
communication.
not have to be communicated. I think what should be communicated is direction, not shit that's happening in the current or things of the past. But I think where things that tend to lie is what should be communicated, and it's not communicated enough.
Where we going?
But what women say, oh, well, you didn't communicate. Like, no, you didn't get your way.
That's not. That's
I
I
I,
agree with you, Lamar.
I think so. I got a question though.
Mhm.
So back to the whole submissive thing and men being being leaders. Does how important do you think it is? How important do you think it is in a relationship where a man is like control is leading is leading the relationship?
I'm old school, so I think that's great. I think a man should lead. I think it's awesome. And I would not mind being submissive to a man who truly leads, but that's not. I haven't experienced that either, and again, that's on me because of the choices that I made. So
I told the last girl too. Don't so look, ladies. That's two that came on here that were honest about like I never had that before, and it's not their fault. It's just it's a lost art of men being able to lead and women recognizing when a man is worth leading. It's never it's really not no one's fault. You know what I mean? Like, because you're not the only one. So I feel like women sometimes like that's one thing that they're scared of taking accountability for. They're saying of like they're scared to say that they're scared to say even if a good man came along and he's worth following or he's worth being leader in a relationship. I don't know what that looks like, and a lot of guys are scared to say, well, if I get into a relationship, I don't know how to lead. You know what I mean? It makes as a man, we may feel insecure about that. That's something that's very sensitive to a man being able to say, yo, I don't know how to direct things in a way that's beneficial for my girl and I. You know what I mean? He rather fake the funk or just be like, oh, you know what? I'm gonna have my girl decide everything so that when everything falls apart, I can just be like, oh, it wasn't my decision, it was her decision. You know what I mean? It's either just to pass that blame. You feel me?
yeah, I think that we could all do better. That's it.
Yeah.
I think but I think men can learn to be leaders and you
And women just need to recognize when they come across a real one.
That's it. That's it.
You know? I ain't gonna hold you. I got
About to fall
something I
asleep.
gotta do. Yeah. This been alive. We went up to like 20 people, probably 27 people at one point.
Yeah.
Shout out to everyone in the chat. Shout out to everyone. Shout out to Dimples, Tia, whoever the first girl was that
Alicia,
was screaming at people.
Tia, Bella,
Bella, yeah, old girl.
Bella.
Shout out to all of y'all. Shout out to Hype for keeping the comedy going in the chat room.
Shout out Lishay. See you in there.
Shout out to Andrew out there, man. Hey, Andrew, man.
Andrew was a good dude,
I'm
man.
gonna send you something, Andrew, man. I've been trying to tell Lamar about my man, Mr. Lacario, in 1950, and all these guys who be, you know what I mean? They be spitting real game. I be sending him videos and shit, man. They be spitting some real game. I'm gonna send you some videos, man, where you know what I mean you can listen in, and then you'll be able to learn from your mistakes, so that you don't have to deal with dating a woman who has 4 kids and you find out later on and some shit like that.
Yeah, for real.
Listen, that's my cue.
I didn't get the full story behind it. He didn't get a chance to say the full story behind it, but maybe next live we could do that.
That's my cue. Gentlemen, as always.
Hey,
Man.
Next week.
been real.
Next week. Same bad time, same bad channel?
Yeah, everybody know. Well, we
I
never know.
appealed it,
Let's
so I'm
hope
hoping to
and
get
pray
back into
Lamar
it.
doesn't get fucking banned.
No, I
Yeah,
appealed it.
Lamar.
Hope and pray that they don't. Hey, stay off of IG. Stay off of Facebook. Don't nothing. Don't tweet. Don't send no pigeon
I got so
letters.
much shit.
Don't do nothing.
It was crazy. I
All
could
right,
Sit
post
your ass
pictures
off
and
the
everything. I
internet.
can't go live because of a
all right,
post from a post from last year. So it's not even gonna matter what I do now because they're hitting me for shit I posted a year ago. Shit's crazy.
well, I'm out. Y'all have a good one.
Yo.
All right, fellas. Y'all be good.